This is the SVI Sports Network with live coverage of the Star Valley Braves. Let's get back to Duke and Dow.
First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. Your home for totally free checking, where free really does mean free. Visit gofirstbank.com. That is gofirstbank.com. We're about 9 minutes away from kickoff time here today. Now let's take a look at the Records Watch presented by Star Valley Disposal.
Well, of course, we're starting a new season, and we've got some guys ready to climb up the ladder in terms of some of the statistics for Star Valley High School. With 12 receiving yards tonight, Cooper Lancaster would reach 500 for his career. With 63 receiving yards, Cooper Lancaster would surpass Mark Van Slyke from 2008 to 2009. With 19 receiving yards tonight, Roman Erickson would surpass Tristan Kleeman from 2020 for his career. And with 89 receiving yards, Erickson would surpass Connor Hoops from 2009 to 2011 for his career. Those are just a few of the Records Watch, brought to you by Star Valley Disposal.
Residential, commercial, construction, and septic services.
All this last offseason to make this kind of his. I think I'm anxious to see the offensive line as well. There's going to be a lot of new faces there. 4 of the 5 starters from last year gone, but again, replaced by really capable guys. So we're going to kind of name them out as we go tonight, see who gets on the field, but a lot of seniors are going to be getting their first options tonight.
Let's send it down to the sideline. Millie Kazare has the Miles CPA sideline report and the thoughts of Coach Young heading into this one. Millie, take it away. All right, doesn't look like we have Millie. She texted me. We'll wait for her to text back, it looks like. So get the sideline report. Get a 0 week Valley in the row.
So nice job there by those two guys. The Braves third as a team. The Lady Braves were second as a team, and leading the way was a second-place overall finish from Kate Ricks. Kate shooting a 181 over the course of that tournament. Also got a little more news from Coach Kaylin Schwab and the volleyball program. Volleyball wrapping up their day today, and what a nice way to do it as they beat the Sheridan Lady Broncs tonight in their third match of the day. They beat Sheridan. The scores there 19-25. So they were down to 0-1 and came back and won the next two, 25-22 and 25-13. That's a big win for the Lady Braves team, who went 2-1 out there today. They beat Cheyenne South to start, lost a close one to Cheyenne Central, and then bounced back and beat Sheridan tonight. And then they will take on powerhouse Laramie tomorrow, as well as Thunder Basin. But boy, they're going to sleep well tonight, Duke. That's a big win for the Lady Braves.
Absolutely it is, and a good start to their first day out in Cheyenne for Star Valley Volleyball. And a great update on golf. Cross country was held yesterday as well at Valley View Golf Course in Afton. And some good finishes there for the runners yesterday.
Yeah, Colton Cranny winning it individually by about 30 seconds. The Braves as a team won the gold section with a team score of 34. Brigham Hahn, Luke Harris, and Sully Wilson were all top 10. The Lady Braves got a really good 1-2 punch from Gracie Visser and Carly Angel, both top 10. The Lady Braves finishing second as a team. And 17 teams in attendance with 2 different sections, a great meet. You got to give a shout out to not only Coach Draney and his staff, but how about Christy Clark? Christy Clark, the activities secretary. Christy does a ton of work at the high school, and stuff just doesn't go smoothly without her. So shout out to her. Fun meet out there, and somebody got to take home the coveted Christopher Walken Fathead with them.
Absolutely love it. Still waiting for the coin toss to take place and the national anthem kickoff being delayed here due to the freshman game ahead of this one going a little longer. So we are still awaiting the coin toss. Some players lining up. Maybe they'll start walking out soon, and we'll see if we can get this game going and underway here at Shelley High School. First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff on the SBI Sports Network. And now players from both sidelines get the signal to walk forward to meet at midfield. 0 week game for Star Valley. You can see Will Linford. He's number 87 for Star Valley. Expected to have a big season, but tonight, not dressed. Just the jersey is all.
Dylan Hershey out there as well, another senior, and I believe it's number 52, William Walker, and 53, Cash Thompson, another 2 more seniors out there. Whoops, sorry, that's a 58. I apologize. My first mistake of the year. How about that? That's Dane Jensen. He's a senior. Those guys are the guys out there at midfield.
First and last, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
First and last.
Got to get it out of the way.
First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. Coin toss taking place. Dal, just for those who are joining us now, maybe missed some of our discussions in our pregame report, remind us what this means being a 0-week game tonight in Wyoming.
So it's a real game. They've got real officials that are being paid to officiate. So in the annals of history, like I said, it's a real game, but it's not going to count towards any postseason consideration, the 3A West Conference, any of that. So as far as making the postseason, anything like that, this game has no bearing on that. And some teams across Wyoming, they opt to play real games. They opt to have a scrimmage. The Braves like to play a real game, and that's why we're here tonight.
Absolutely. So player still at midfield. And it looks like Shelley will be on the south end zone. And Shelley will win the toss and defer. And Star Valley has elected to receive, I believe.
Yep.
So Star Valley will get the football first on the north end zone.
So I'm a big fan. Everybody who's listened to games for us, dude, I'm a big fan of getting to start the second half with possession. That'll be the Russets tonight on their home field as they take on the Braves. This is kind of an interesting game as Shelley played last week against Star Valley's second week opponent, which is Preston next week. The Preston Indians scored 37 straight at one point during that game and defeated the Russets 37-16.
National anthem presented in our broadcast with the help of Hastings Ace Hardware in Afton. We'll send it down to the field for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem ahead of the starting lineups and the kickoff here at Shelley High School on the SVI Sports Network. We'll go down to the field.
Is the top priority of our schools, the Idaho High School Activities Association, and the student. Your paid admission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by our students in an educational setting. Please give all athletes your positive encouragement and support. Your effort to applaud the talent of all players will be appreciated. Booing, taunting, or intimidating the officials and or opponents is unfriendly and unacceptable. Please be an example to those around you. Thank you. At this time, if you're not already, we please ask that you stand and remove your hats as we honor this great nation with the playing of our national anthem performed by our very own Shelley Pep Band, directed by Sean Vera, and also our drum major, Darby Tanner. And our flag bearers tonight are your Shelley Reds.
National anthem presented by the pep band at Shelley High School. And I think we are maybe ready for some football tonight here at Shelley. Lights are on a beautiful late August Friday. And the season opener for Star Valley football, wrapping up the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. Again, Braves in white with the crimson helmets. Shelley in their home darks with their red jerseys and stripe down the middle of their helmet. Shelley will be kicking off, and Star Valley will be receiving on the north end zone. Braves are going to be quarterbacked under center by Phoenix Hovey, number 9. He's a senior. He got some reps in goal line situations last year. He's the main guy under center for the Braves this season, so up to this point.
Got to throw it a little bit last year and had good numbers for the little bit that he did play. Completed about 70% of his passes, almost 200 yards passing, couple touchdowns. I remember one in particular. He had a nice touchdown pass in Jackson. So he's been out there. He's got some experience, but this is his senior year, and he's going to sling it.
Back to return is the dangerous Cooper Lancaster. And, of course, he was having a fantastic season before a collarbone injury in the opening round of the playoffs against Lander. He's on the right. And Dax Button will be over on the left, another one of these seniors to return. And Dax, not a guy we saw from a lot last year, but he's ready for a big season this year as a senior now.
Yeah, Coach Young mentioned a couple times, just kind of off to the side, that he was been impressed with Dax.
Kicking is Tristan Howell for the Russets from the 40. Boot to leather, and there's the Carpets Plus color tile kickoff, driving Lancaster into the end zone for a touchback. And the Braves' first possession of the season will be from their own 20-yard line on a 1st and 10.
Well, considering what Cooper averaged kickoff and punt return last year, that's probably good for Shelley to keep that in the end zone. Between him and Bryson Neal last year, they were a terror of a combo on special teams.
One man you'll remember from last season, he had a big sophomore campaign back as a junior, as number 11 Roman Erickson. He's going to be flanked wide to the right. Up on top is Cooper Lancaster. In the backfield is Kyan Watson, the senior running back, with again, Phoenix Hovey in the shotgun. Hand off to Watson. Nice hole on the left, shoulder down, and driving ahead for a first down on a 11-yard carry to open up the game.
So you interviewed Kyan, and he said one of the things he liked to do was work out. Kyan is one of 2 players on this team that joined the 1,000-pound club. That is bench, squat, deadlift. I think that's what that is. He was well over 1,000 pounds. That is a strong kid.
You saw it there on that first down carry presented by Star Valley Orthodontics as Hovey pump fakes. Now he fires deep, left side to Cooper, underthrown, but he comes back and makes the catch on the sideline, ducks out of bounds, and another big play on first down presented by another first down conversion on first down with Star Valley Orthodontics in 2 plays, and the Braves are in Shelley territory.
33 yards on that one. Phoenix Hovey to Cooper Lancaster, and dare I say it, he made that look really easy. Went up and got that one.
Lancaster now flanked wide to the right on the bottom of your screen as we have a few tight ends set in the game. Left side is Roman Erickson standing in tight. Hovey, shotgun. Hand off to Watson. Another nice hole and a big collision in the second level. Puts the shoulder down and dives across the 35-yard line to set up second down and about 6 to go.
That was a big-time collision because it looked like Kyan had a nice head of steam, and it came to an end right there in the middle. Gained about 4, it looks like.
See, one of those big tight ends is Sam Gaskell. He's wearing number 36. He's going to be flanked over to the right in a, not flanked, but on the tight end set on the right in a bunch set. Another handoff to the right side. Another big hole, and off and running goes Hatterley. Nathan Hatterley for 6 across the goal line on his first carry of the season to the house. But it may be coming back.
If it stands, it's a 33-yarder.
And the flag comes in late after the officials convene. 34-yard touchdown on first down. It's going to be an illegal shift on the offense. So that one will come back.
And the flag is sitting at about the 30. So that is 3 yards into the run, if that is indeed the location of... Well, they're saying illegal shift, so I guess that's pre-snap, excuse me.
So a touchdown off the board. The Braves almost scored on 3 plays into the game, but the penalty pushes a touchdown and turns it into a second down and 11, second and 11, and back to the 38-yard line.
It's a 5-yard penalty, first one of the game, and ends up wiping off a 33-yarder for Nathan Hatterley, who had just a tremendous JV season last year.
Hatterley remains the tailback. Will set to the left side hip of Hovey in the shotgun. Goes deep, Lancaster sideline, caught inside the 10 and diving down to the 5. First and goal, and another Star Valley Orthodontics first down.
Well, you're seeing what a handful Cooper is another year under his belt, because the 2 catches he's got almost looks like he's just playing catch in the backyard with Phoenix Hovey. That is a 31-yard gain for Cooper.
How about the dime from Hovey in between 2 defenders right on Cooper? Watson back in the backfield, back 2 split backs, Watson and Hatterley back there. Hovey this time under center. Term, rolling right, looking end zone, wide open, caught, touchdown, out of the backfield, Kyan Watson, no penalty that time, and the Braves go right down for 80 yards to take a 6-0 lead, 10:30 to go in the first.
Phoenix Hovey 3 for 3, 71 yards and a touchdown through the air. How about that for the opening drive of your senior year?
And had pretty much 2 touchdowns on that drive, but again, the illegal shift penalty forced one back. Here's the Carpus Plus Color Tile PAT.
So that's Tate Lawson kicking that.
And it's good for 7-0 Braves. Back in 1 minute on the SBI Sports Network.
The winter sledding season will be here before you know it. Make sure you're ready for the best winter yet by making your reservations at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton, Wyoming. The resort is located just minutes away from some of the best backcountry sledding in the Rocky Mountains, regardless of experience. And with plenty of trailer parking and a large complimentary breakfast, there is no place better to stay while you enjoy the Wyoming winter. Book your stay today by visiting KodiakMountainResort.com.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You see them at kids sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. These are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
High school sports coverage lives here on the SVI Sports Network. Let's get back to the game.
On the opening drive of the season, the Braves go 80 yards and score on a play-action pass to Kyan Watson, and they lead at 7-0 in Shelley. Tate Lawson for the ensuing Carpus Plus Color Tile kickoff. He'll run up and boot this one over to the right side. It will be returnable, fielded at about the 10-yard line, cutting across the field and wrapped up and brought down shy of the 20. Let's send it over to Jake Hibbard for a quick studio update. Jake, what do you got?
Is very, very young. That's Blake Gantenbeim to a not-so-young Bo Sheets. 50 yards for the touchdown. It's 45-7 at the half. Back to you.
Thank you, Jake Hibbard. That is a studio report from the Lincoln County Weed and Pest.
Duke, that was a really nice special teams tackle from another senior waiting his turn. That was Caleb Erickson who got that tackle.
Alex Beck in the shotgun, quarterbacking for the Russets on their first drive of the game. Here's a nice out route caught and tackled near the first down. It is going to be a first down up the right far sideline to move the chains for the Russets.
That was Zach Trosper. He had a nice game, especially in the first half last week against Preston. And the Russets moved that and moved the chains on their first play of the game. Offensive play, I should say.
Sets up a 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Gain of 12 officially.
Beck is going to have 3 receivers flanked to his left. Running back on his left side as well with no tight ends. Well, 1 receiver to the right. Rolls to his left. Has the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. It is going to be an incomplete pass. Ball batted at the line.
You can see Crew Morgan, number 8, diving on it like a hungry man on a Christmas ham. But incomplete pass. But I still like the effort.
Will be second down and 10 now for Shelley as the play will be ran in from the quarterback Beck from the sideline.
You saw that that formation, Duke, kind of trips to the left and kind of overload that, and if you don't pay attention to who you're supposed to get, not only does the guy get the catch, he's got 2 blockers out there with him.
4 receivers set, balance 2 on each side, throw to the left slot. No, he goes to the outside guy. Catch and a big hit laid on him by Dylan Hershey, but the pass hauled in, and it's going to be enough for a first down.
About 11 more on that one.
Is that Hawker, I believe? Kyrev Hawker on the reception.
Number 0.
So another first down for Shelley, their second of this drive. That started inside their own 20. First and 10 now from the 40-yard line.
A couple nice completions from Alex Beck.
Trips left, single right again. Shotgun Beck. They've been slinging it early. Now to the right. Low but caught. Wrapped up and fighting for extra yards. Has to be pushed back by the contingent of Braves defense who swarmed to help. But that's going to be a 9-yard gain.
Really good effort. You got to be happy with that. If you're a Russet fan, you take that initial contact and then just continue to make it go.
Sets up another first down, just shy of midfield. Ball spotted. Actually, they'll mark it shy of the first by a yard. So 2nd and 1 from the Shelley 49-yard line.
That was Aaron Jensen with that catch.
Once again, back in the shotgun. Shelley jumped out to a 9-0 lead in the game against Preston last week before the Indians went on a run and won that down the stretch. As man in motion, ball's fumbled in the backfield, picked up and then clobbered. In the backfield is Star Valley's defense.
Crew Morgan was right there to make sure that Beck had nowhere to go as he recovered the fumble.
So that will be a loss of 9 on the play. A fumble on the snap, mishandled by Beck, and Morgan swallows him in the backfield to make it 3rd and 10.
Eliminates basically that catch to Aaron Jensen and brings up 3rd and 10, the first 3rd down of the game.
2 receivers on either side again for Beck, who has thrown a lot here, but now a big 3rd and 10. Pressure off the edge for the Braves. Throws, has a man diving and incomplete, almost an interception. Laying out for it was Travis Thompson, the senior right side corner. He does knock it down and almost pulled in the Oski.
Well, and that one was absolutely affected by the pass rush. Roman Erickson, number 11, and Beck somehow got it at least around or past his arms to at least give it that type of a chance. But, yeah, good pressure there from the Braves defense.
Shelley gets a couple of first downs, but then a miscue on the fumbled snap makes it a 3rd and long. Pass knocked down, and it will be a punt now on 4th and 10 for Shelley. High snap, but pulled in. Pressure, kicks away, though. Wobbly, going to be short, bouncing, and takes a Star Valley bounce backwards. Shelley will down it inside the 35-yard line. A pretty decent field position for the Braves, who just went 80 yards right down the Shelley's defense.
It's a little bit of a slow developing punt there, and Crew Morgan was back there again. If you're looking for an early pattern this season, how about Crew Morgan might be some kind of special teams bomber, gonna blow things up.
Well, Braves back on offense. They've looked good so far. And it looks like, is that Caleb Erickson now in the backfield?
Yeah, I believe so. Caleb got a few carries last year, but another one of those seniors.
Hovey, play action to Caleb, now goes deep to the right, again to Cooper, fighting, no, is there a flag? Yes, pass interference comes from the sideline official, and that's going to result in a first down with the shoving down the right sideline, and they've been hitting Cooper deep early today.
Well, that's probably the first one that wasn't right on the money, and Cooper was turning back to try and get a look at it. The defender kind of runs right through him, the official right there to see that and decide that's interference. So that'll be the first penalty of the game on the Russets, totaling 15 yards, and that'll be a first down for the Braves as they near midfield.
First down with Star Valley Orthodontics, and the ball spotted on the 48-yard line of Star Valley. Another 1st and 10. Caleb Erickson remains the lone back of the backfield. Bunch set left, Cooper flanked wide right. Now he's in motion from right to left. Hand off to Cooper. Actually, that little throw ahead. Steps back and is double teamed and swarmed. He'll be tackled for a loss of 3 yards on the play. Back to the 45-yard line. Now they'll put him at the 46.
That was really well played by the Russets. They strung that out. They quote-unquote stayed at home, didn't over-pursue, and let that play just kind of diffuse and fizzle out, and it's going to cost the Braves a couple yards.
That's up 2nd down and 12 on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Braves lead 7-zip early in the first period, about 7:48 remaining. Second possession of the game for Star Valley and Shelley. Now an I formation. Mount Tautia, the fullback. Cooper across the formation. Tailback dive. Hand off to Hatterley. And he will be bottled up and stopped on the left side tailback dive out of the I formation. He'll pick up about 2 yards to make it 3rd and 10.
That's a really nice tackle for number 11, Conley Bennett, a senior. Whenever you see a senior for a team like Shelley that plays linebacker and fullback, you've got yourself a horse, and that's what Conley Bennett is.
Shelley's defense looking for a big stop after giving up the opening drive touchdown. Now they have Star Valley into a 3rd and 10 from the Star Valley 48-yard line. Hovey back in the backfield, shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 receiver to his right in a passing situation. He'll throw, looks right, steps up, eludes the pressure, in trouble, running, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and will be brought down just across midfield to set up 4th down. Hovey will go forward for a gain of about 3. They'll give him 2 right at midfield to the 50-yard line. 4th and 8. Out comes the punt unit. Coach Young will play field position here with a 7-point lead.
Well, considering how that drive was starting after the penalty, and you got to chalk that up as a pretty good win there for the Russets to force 4th and long here against the Braves at midfield.
Tate Lawson back to punt for Star Valley. Calls for it. Little snap, but collects it. End-over-end kick. Fair catch called for and collected by Shelley at about the 20-yard line, and the Russets will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 20. Clock will be stopped at 6:19. The Russets did pick up a couple of first downs on their opening drive before it stalled after a loss on a fumbled shotgun snap, and we'll have the ball back here trailing 7-0 with 6:19 to go in the first.
Well, Shelley came out slinging on that initial offensive drive they had. Alex Beck tossed it 5 times, completed 3 of them, 32 yards. The big issue in that last drive was that kind of botched snap and ended up costing them a loss of 9.
Beck in the shotgun, this time a handoff and a broken tackle, and then brought down on the second one. Conley Bennett on the carry will go left side for 4 yards.
That was some 11-on-11 crime there. Roman Erickson on Conley Bennett. And Roman fighting through what I assume are very fullback-type thighs to bring down Conley Bennett.
You see number 70, Ryan Talbot. He's playing in the middle of that line for Star Valley.
If you didn't check out Sports Night from Jake Hibbert's a great breakdown of Ryan playing the nose guard this year.
See 58, Dane Jensen. He plays that interior defensive line as well. Actually playing kind of that right outside, and then Mount Tautia on the left. Here's another handoff on the quarterback read option, but this time the Braves front 5 are there and waiting. That's going to be no gain on the carry.
Talbot, Watson, Matatia, they were all in there, as well as Dane Jensen. Basically all the guys you just said, Duke, they were all back there and they had a party.
Well, appreciate that. Good timing, guys. Sets up 3rd down and 6. Clock continues to roll down to 5:14 of the first with Star Valley up 7-0. Braves defense on the field. They have Shelley on their own 24-yard line and 3rd and long.
3rd and 6 here for the Russets. They're 0 for 1 so far tonight. Neither team has converted a third as of yet. That may change right now.
Trips to the left side for Beck of Shelley. Now he'll balance things out and go 2 on each. One man in the backfield with him. Pressure being shown off the edge by Morgan. Snap, Morgan goes. Step up, Beck fires deep, has a man and threw it too far and missed him. Had a man that snuck behind the defense. Dylan Hershey was trying to catch up to him, but overthrown, and out comes the punt unit again as they go 3 and out to the Russets.
He was looking for Kyrev Hawker, and I don't think you got to wonder if Alex Beck has an arm or not. That was a pretty good cannon shot, just too far out in front of Hawker, even as fast as he is.
Travis Thompson and Cooper Lancaster back to return the punt. Cooper on the right, Travis on the left.
Also want to point out Beck is a junior, so he'll be back again next year for the Russets.
Clean snap on the punt. Kick is away. wobbling, and it will be fielded by Thompson, fading back at the 40. Now runs to the 45-50 sideline, and he goes to the 30 and cut down from behind across the 30. A big return for Travis Thompson, and the Braves have it deep inside Shelley territory.
And maybe saving the touchdown for the Russets. That was number 10, Cody Cutforth, who was able to get just enough of Travis Thompson to bring him down, but great field position here for Star Valley.
Nathan Hatterley in the backfield with Phoenix Hovey, and you're going to see Thompson take the inside slot on the right.
You know Nathan's got to be itching. His first carry of the year was a 33-yard touchdown that got called back, so he's like, I need to do that again.
Thompson, Dax Button playing slot, Roman Erickson on the far right, Cooper Lancaster alone on the left. No tight ends. Hovey rolls right, pump fakes, looks, goes downfield, underthrown, tipped and almost into the hands of Erickson, who would have been in the end zone, but it was tipped and knocked down, and Erickson couldn't quite adjust, and it will be incomplete. We'll stop the clock at 4:22 to play in the first period. Star Valley still up 7-0. Looking at a 2nd down and 10 after the nice return from Thompson on the punt. They'll have the ball spotted still here on the 26-yard line.
That one was intended for Roman Erickson and ended up being a little short. Braves pretty fortunate that was not picked off.
Split backs with Watson and Hatterley. Hovey under center. Long snap count, now takes it. Fullback dive and hit behind the line of scrimmage, but bouncing off of it and getting positive yards is Kyan Watson. He was hit behind the line and somehow shed the tackler and turns a loss into a 2-yard gain.
And maybe even one more than that. I think I could give him 3.
Yeah.
Boy, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, Kyan, you talked about, and you interviewed Kyan, but you talked about maybe guys who are poised. Man, talk about doing the work, waiting your turn. Kyan Watson might have a huge season.
Just outside the Riverside Dental Crimson Zone are the Braves from the Shelley 22-yard line, but facing a 3rd and long. 6 yards to go, empty backfield, 5 receivers set for Hovey in the shotgun. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Long snap count, Clapson has the ball. Quick pass to the right, caught, Hershey spins, has some room, 10, 5, touchdown. It was Travis Thompson, rather, on the catch and run. Quick spin, found the open field and in untouched on 3rd and long. And the Braves score again. Both touchdown passes from Hovey, and it's 13-0 Star Valley.
22-yarder for Travis Thompson. Gets his man in the spin cycle there and then is able just to sprint it in. Hart basically untouched.
So the PAT on the way from Tate Lawson, the Carpets Plus Color Tile Extra Point. Carpets Plus locations in Afton and in Alpine. Lawson has a low hold, and Cooper has to go down to get it, throws it, and it will be knocked down, incomplete, so they will miss the extra point conversion. It's 13-0 Star Valley on SVI.
Where do legends come from? Some start as dreamers, even after they're turned down again and again. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves.
This is the place that gave me an opportunity to come here and play the game that I love.
At the University of Wyoming, we're the team that believes you can do anything. This is where underdogs come to shine and where real MVPs are made.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Once again, here's Duke Dance and Dal Erickson with live coverage of Star Valley Braves football on the SVI Sports Network.
Travis Thompson with the touchdown reception from the 22-yard line. The failed extra point on a low snap, and Star Valley 13-0 with the lead Here's the ensuing Carpets Plus color towel kickoff from Tate Lawson. Boots it away. This one's going off to the right side and will be out of bounds for a procedure penalty. And good position for Shelley after the flag. Let's send it back out to Jake Hibbard for the Lincoln County Weed and Pest Studio report and an update on the Evanston game tonight. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, thank you so much. We have Evanston hosting Ben Lomond, and here's Brady Wallace, a familiar foe from last year for a lot of 3A West teams. Taking it the entire way for the touchdown. Evanston driving up 12-0. Back to you.
That's the studio report from Jake Hibbard with the Lincoln County Weed and Pest. Spray your knapweed, please, from the Lincoln County Weed and Pest.
Just do it.
Yep, just do it. 1st and 10 after the kick goes out of bounds, and it will be spotted at the 35-yard line for Shelley. Their third drive of the game. Both first two entered in punts inside their own territory. And Beck will be in the shotgun again with an empty backfield. Trips to his left, two to his right. Quick pass to the right. Threaded the needle and caught across the 45-yard line. That was a bullet right past the defense and a first down on a 12-yard gain.
Conley Bennett, first catch. He's now got a catch and a couple of runs for a total of 16 yards. And Alex Beck is now 4 of 7 for 44 yards through the air as Shelley now near midfield.
Spot the ball at the 47-yard line, and it will be, again, Beck in the backfield. This time 2 in the backfield behind him, a power eye set.
That was the 4th different receiver to catch a pass from Beck tonight.
Tight end left, 2 receivers on the left. Beck spins, pitches to the tailback, works the outside, and cut down out of bounds after a short gain. Zach Trosper on the carry, and he'll get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 49-yard line.
And he was pulled down by Nathan Hatterley, spun him down.
Just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
Run game's been a little stagnant so far for the Russets, trying to still establish it right now. 4 rushes, minus 3 yards. Of course, that's still affected by that 9-yard loss a couple of drives ago.
2:50 remaining in the opening period at Shelley High School. Russets with the football, trailing Star Valley 13-0, and a timeout taken by Coach Clayton Hall of Shelley. We'll be back in 60 with the Braves leading 13-0 on SVI Sports.
You could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi. Well, with Home Zone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, Home Zone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. Home Zone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
In healthcare these days, you just don't find a place like Star Valley Health. We really do focus on providing the best care.
Our employees take so much pride in their positions. They know that if their kids get sick, if they get sick, if somebody gets in a car accident, that there is that personal tie.
They get to see the change that they make in their life, so it's fun to be involved.
Find local scores from around the region after the game at SVInews.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
After the Shelley timeout, 2nd and 8 for the Russets from their own 49-yard line. Here's a good curl route, catch across the 50 and stop shy of the 40. A big pile drive tackle pushing the receiver backwards, but inside Braves territory to set up about a 3rd and 3.
I think that was Aaron Jensen again with the catch. Nathan Hatterley was one of many Braves in on that. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress, a gain of about 5, and that'll bring up 3rd and short. So the Russets are 0 for 2 on 3rd down, but this is by far the shortest attempt they've had. We'll see if they can keep this drive going.
Depending on how this goes, maybe 4-down territory inside the Braves side of the 50 at the 46-yard line. Beck trips to his left once again. Snaps for the football, quarterback keeper. He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Ripped around and brought down to set up 4th down and 3 now, shy of the 45.
Pretty sure I saw Crew Morgan in there as well. Ryan Talbot, Dane Jensen, I think, was in there. Yeah, there was nothing doing on that one.
Coach Hall likely will leave his offense out there and try and go for it here. Down 13-0 1:41 and counting remaining in the opening period.
At the very least, you gotta, if you're the Braves sideline, you're gonna say, hey, watch out for the jump, maybe as they try and alter the cadence and get you to jump, because obviously an offside here would give a first down to the Russets.
Beck in the shotgun. You'd likely, as you mentioned, see a hard count here just to try. They do snap it. Quick throw left and miscommunication and incomplete. Beck was thinking one route, receiver thought another route, sails over the head and drops down for a turnover on downs. And Star Valley defense will get the stop, but the offense will take over in great field position at their own 46-yard line.
And I would need to see it again, but I wonder if maybe even the Braves even got a finger on that too. I'm not sure. So Phoenix Hovey comes back out, checking his play card. He's got Caleb Erickson behind him as they try and add to this 13-0 lead.
Roman Erickson to the right with Sam Gaskell and Mautautia playing tight end on the right side. Cooper Lancaster deep on the left.
I don't mean to gush, but how would you like to see Mautautia coming at you full head of steam as a tight end? I would not.
Eli balances the formation, setting up now on the left side. Lancaster in motion, left to right, fake to him. Handoff to Erickson. Caleb's bottled up in the backfield, and he'll be brought down for a loss on the play.
I believe that was Jensen Horlacher who came in, number 34, kind of got the initial contact on Erickson, and Caleb was kind of stumbling right from the get-go. He was able to at least get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Clock continues to roll down to under a minute to go in the opening period. 2nd and 10 now after the carry for no gain. Hatterley in the backfield this time. Hovey into the shotgun. Hovey will throw. Looks left. Fires that way. Caught on the sideline. Spinning as Lancaster breaks a tackle and up the sideline for a first down with Star Valley Orthodontics to move the chains. And he ducks out of bounds. The clock will stop at 28.6 to go. Star Valley back inside Russet territory at the Shelley 39-yard line.
Gain of 17. Cooper Lancaster now 4 catches, 79 yards here in this first quarter.
Hovey again in the shotgun with the clock stopped. 28.6 seconds on the board. He'll throw again. Quick fire to the left. Caught by Roman up the sideline. Another broken tackle, and Erickson's brought down inbounds. I believe the clock will continue to roll. Nope, he did get out, actually. 21.9 seconds.
Nice
and
block.
Another Star Valley Orthodontics first down.
Good downfield block there from Kyan Watson for about the second half of that, and Roman gets up just a little bit gingerly, dare I say it.
Okay, they do wind the clock, so they stopped it for the first down. Braves just outside the Riverside Dental Crimson Zone at the 23-yard line. Clock rolls to 10 seconds. This may be the last play of the period. Down to 6, 5. Hovey calls for the snap at 4. Hands off to the left side. Now Watson has a nice hole, but then wrapped up and brought down after a gain of a couple to end the first period. Braves driving to the Riverside Dental Crimson Zone, leading 13-0 in Shelley on the SVI Sports Network.
For 18 years, Miles CPA has been your trusted partner in Star Valley, blending experience and expertise to support our community's financial needs. With a combined 75 years of experience, our dedicated team includes 3 skilled CPAs, along with 3 specialized bookkeepers. We're thrilled to welcome Amanda Wilford, our newest CPA, to the Miles CPA family. Together, we offer unmatched services in bookkeeping, payroll, business consulting, and tax preparation. Your financial success is our priority. Miles CPA, always a strong supporter of Star Valley Braves sports and activities. Go Braves!
Get to know your 2025 Star Valley Braves, presented by the University of Wyoming. Just visit svinews.com/football roster for pictures, details, and more. That's svinews.com/football roster.
This is Star Valley Football on SVI Media and Swift 98, all part of the SVI Sports Network.
Start of the second period in Shelley with the Braves leading 13-0 and driving again a yard outside the Riverside Dental Crimson Zone. 2nd and 8 from the Shelley 21-yard line. Hovey in the backfield. Thompson with him, standing behind him. Lancaster in motion. Play action. Hovey will throw. Has a man in the end zone. Connects. Caught. Touchdown. Roman Erickson wide open for 6. And the Braves take a 19-0 lead. 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers for Phoenix Hovey.
Nobody picked up Roman as he came out of the backfield, and he's as wide open as you can be, and Phoenix just lobbed it up there. That's about as easy as a touchdown as he'll have all season. Can see 11 there. They realize too late that he's back behind them, and Phoenix does exactly what you hope your quarterback will do and not overthink it.
Here's the ensuing PAT presented by Carpets Plus Color Tile in Afton and Thane. They missed the last one. Clean snap and hold this time, and it's true and through. Braves lead at 20. Zip in Shelley on the SVI Sports Network.
At First Bank of Wyoming, we know you're more than just a number. We know the important numbers that matter most, the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number.
Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic have been serving the local community for over 25 years with residential, commercial, and construction services, along with porta potties and septic pumping. Please remember to always bag your garbage before placing it into your can. Even the smallest breeze can cause garbage to scatter everywhere as it is being dumped into our garbage trucks. For service and questions, visit StarValleyDisposal.com. That's StarValleyDisposal.com.
This is live coverage of local high school sports on SVI Media and the SVI Sports Network.
20-yard touchdown lob from Phoenix Hovey to a wide-open Roman Erickson in the end zone for 6 more. PAT good, and the Braves lead 20-0 in Shelley on a 0-week season opener for Star Valley. 11:53 remains in the second period.
So, Duke, we played 1 quarter and 7 seconds. Phoenix Hovey's first career start. 8 of 9, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers.
That's acceptable. Here's Tate Lawson with the ensuing Carpets Plus Color Tile kickoff. This will be booted about the 11-yard line, fielded on the far left. Speed turns on, and a nice return brought down across the 35-yard line. And the returner really showing off his wheels to burst by the cover team and then brought down in good field position.
We've seen a couple of nice plays from Kyer of Hawker, and that's who that was, bringing that back and puts his team in good field position here to see if they can start chipping into this lead.
Clock sits at 11:46 remaining in the second quarter. Star Valley again up 20-0, 3 touchdowns, 1 missed extra point, has them at the 20.
This has been kind of an aerial assault, both teams combining for 14 pass attempts so far in this game.
Back in the shotgun again. Trips to his right, 1 to his left. Low snap, collects, short pass, and miscommunication again. Looked like maybe the wrong guy on the curl. That was going to be stopped short.
Travis Thompson just about had the first interception of the season. There you see number 24 slaps his own hands because he knows it was that close.
Playing corners this year for the Braves, you have Thompson and Thompson.
So, Zach, you'll remember Zach Thompson from basketball, and you'll maybe recognize Travis Thompson as the younger brother of Grant, who absolutely terrorized teams for 3 years.
Travis playing left side corner, and you have Zach, number 7, playing right side corner. That's a pretty good duo on the outside, if you ask me. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. 4 receivers, balanced 2 on each side. Ball spotted at the Shelley 38. Back to throw, steps up, fires deep downfield, overshot his man, and picked off by Hershey. Dylan running across the 45, whipped down and brought down shy of the 50-yard line. First pick of the year for the Braves defense goes to Dylan Hershey, and Star Valley's offense again in great field position, just shy of midfield.
That one kind of hung up there. And Dylan coming back from a pretty serious injury last year. He's looked pretty good so far, and that's going to make Dr. Defense Kelly Merritt very happy. He loves it when linebackers get interceptions.
Makes it 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Slot left is Travis Thompson. Out there with Cooper Lancaster. 2 receivers to the top of your screen as well. Dax Button playing the slot. Roman Erickson flanked wide. Shotgun throw. Phoenix goes to Lancaster short. Lots of open room. Makes a man miss. First down and more. And cut down, but not until another Star Valley Orthodontics first down inside Shelley territory.
Just trying to track down some of these numbers. You had linemen just absolutely diving downfield. Look at 58, Dane Jensen down there making blocks. That was just really Ryan Talbot, a returning All-Stater. You talk about, Coach Young talks about these teams. Looks like this one's coming back, Duke. I still love the effort, though.
No, I was just waiting for you to finish your thought. Yeah, there was a holding penalty in the backfield, and so instead of a first down, that's going to be a big penalty and push Star Valley back into a 1st and 12.
I was just going to say, but they talk about being happy for the success of your teammates. That showed on that play, even though it's coming back.
So no conversion on first down. Instead, 1st and 12 now. Hand off to Hatterley. He pushes the pile forward. Gets close to the 45, back to the 44. And Hatterley on the first down carry picks up maybe 5 or 6. Sets up still 2nd and long. 2nd and about 14 to go with the clock down to 10:50 remaining in the second. Star Valley still leading 20-0.
First official carry for Nathan Hatterley. He had one in the first quarter that went for a 33-yarder and a touchdown. It was called back. He'll have to settle for an official 6-yard gain.
Lancaster, Button, and Erickson flanked wide to the left in trip set. Hovey hands off to the tailback, and hitting the backfield is Kyan Watson. He's brought down for a loss of 1 on the play. And that penalty really starting to be big for the Braves here on this drive. Instead of a big first down, now they're looking at 3rd and 15.
Look at number 14, Tyson Brown here for the Russets. Comes in and is able to kind of fight through a tackle and get on top of Kyan and would not let him go. Looks like he had some help there from also number 34, Jensen Horlacher. That's a really nice 1-2 punch there from the Shelley defense.
Passing situation for the Braves. Trips to the right side. Single receiver to left. Hovey will step back, rolls to his right. Draw play. Hands off to Hatterley. Has some room. Bounces outside. Runs to midfield and cut down. Diving out of bounds. He will get across midfield. Not a first down, Dow, but you're inside Shelley territory. You're up by 20. Maybe you go for this if you're Coach Young at the 48. 49 actually is where they spot it, so it's going to be a 4th and 7.
Gain of 8 there, and that darn delayed draw. And that's certainly not the cleanest we've ever seen that run, but still effective for 8 yards nonetheless.
Effective enough for Coach Young to keep his offense out there as they push the ball across midfield from the 49-yard line. It's 4th down and 7 to go. Hovey in the shotgun. Double tight ends. Hovey motions Lancaster. There's going to be
there's a movement on the line for the Braves.
And that will likely bring the punt unit out after the 5-yard penalty. So 4th and 7 is going to turn into a 4th and 12. And that'll be a punt situation now for Star Valley.
3rd penalty totaling 22 yards for the Braves so far in this game. And that one inopportune just from a standpoint of now we'll never know if they were going to snap that ball. I hate not knowing that kind of stuff.
9:41 to play second period. Star Valley still up 20 zip and booting it away.
Also, interestingly, Duke, we still don't have a 3rd down conversion in this game.
Wow. It's rare with 20 points.
Yeah.
Tate Lawson back to punt for Star Valley. He'll be standing at his own 33. Snap. Collected and kicked. Nice kick for Lawson. Going to push the return man back inside the 20. Filled it at about the 13. Has some yards. Broken tackle. And brought down about the 25-yard line. Maybe the 26 is where they'll spot it. And 1st and 10 for the Russets.
That was number 23 for Shelley bringing that. I don't have a 23 on my roster. Did a nice job, though.
So with 9:30 to go, second period, Shelley will have the ball. First and 10. Ball on the 26. Here's a handoff. Right side. Positive yards for a gain of about 4. Well, maybe 3 just across the 30 or up to the 30. They'll give him about 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Conley Bennett again. And that was mostly Conley Bennett, just muscling his way in and picking up 4 yards.
Shelley switched up their offense here the last that play, and then again on this possession. They're going 3 running backs in a very tight bunch set. Star Valley's defense adjusting to that as they put all their men in the box. Here's a handoff up the left side, breaking through the initial attack, and Shelley picks up another 5 on that carry to make it 3rd down and short, about 1 yard to go.
See Kyan Watson there, 43 in there. Now, yeah, that'll bring up 3rd and short.
34, Jensen Horlocker with that.
Well, maybe Shelley might be thinking they found a little something in this formation, going big instead of trying to air out the football. 3 running backs again in the backfield with Beck under center. Double tight ends. Beck calls for it, hands off, and looking for the first down, really close.
I think he
may have it. Is he just that 2nd or 3rd effort even is enough to move the chains for Shelley, and the offense stays on the field. Clock continues to tick down to 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second period. Star Valley still leading 20-0 with Shelley's offense on the field.
So Jensen Horlocker has come in, number 34, a couple of back-to-back carries and moving the chains with the ground game.
He's playing in the middle of those 3 running backs. This time they hand off to the right side back and brought down after a gain of about 3 yards again on first down.
Roman Erickson in there around the legs, and then did not see there's an 80-something helping him there with that tackle.
Probably 84 would be my guess. That's Kai Frazier, the sophomore, playing a little left defensive end tonight right now.
Carried 3 for Aaron Jensen. 5 different people have carried the ball for the Russets tonight so far.
2nd and 7. Beck again under center. Still a run-heavy formation. Handoff left side and tackled at the 45-yard line. Another gain of 5 yards to set up another 3rd down and short, 3rd and 2 to go.
This kind of reminds me, you got that full house backfield in essence, and then you've got the quick handoff to the fullback, and there's enough of that little bit of hesitation where you're waiting for a misdirection or a sweep or anything like that. And if you got a big, strong fullback, he can gain that momentum and get positive yardage. You've seen that here with Jensen Horlacker coming in and helping to move the chains. Chance now to convert back-to-back 3rd downs.
Back again under center, same formation. Hand off again to the fullback. This time he's hit at the line, does fall forward for 1 yard, but he will be stopped short of the yard to gain. It will be 4th and about a yard, maybe even a yard and a half. So ball spotted at the 46-yard line. They need the 47 to convert. We'll see what Coach Hall does here in his own territory. It looks like he may leave the offense out there at least for a hard count with the clock down to 6:13 to go in the second.
The way the Russets have moved on this drive, I mean, I know, traditional logic says maybe you punt it. I think there's no way they're punting this. I think this is a dive play, short and simple.
4th down and 1 from their own 46. Hard count, and Star Valley does jump off sides. The hard count gets them a 5-yard penalty. And the Shelley Russets move inside Braves territory. 5 freebies to the Star Valley 49.
4th penalty totaling 27 yards against the Braves. And that one technically a 4th down conversion via penalty.
Clock will stop and then roll again with the ball being set down to 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Star Valley's front 3 thought that may have been movement on Shelley first, but the officials will disagree, and they'll go against the offsides on Star Valley. Here's the first down. Hand off to the left side backer. He goes to the right side, and a nice first down run again, just chipping away at the Braves defense right now. That's another 5 yards on first down.
That was Conley Bennett that time. For a gain of, looks like they're going to give him about 6.
They will spot it up to the 43-yard line.
So Shelley came out kind of slinging it. First few possessions, had a mixed bag, things kind of fizzling out. And now this is actually the Shelley team that I remember back in the day. Power running team, wear you down kind of thing. And they've kind of turned to that here on this drive, and it's working for them so far.
Second down and 4 inside Star Valley territory. Braves defense loads up the box. Now play action. Going deep, has him open, caught, and tackled from behind, but inside Braves, inside the red zone, brought down from behind by Dylan Hershey. But they go power, and then the play action opens up, and it's 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Russets.
Gain of 29, I believe.
Spot the ball at the Star Valley 17-yard line. And the lineup, power formation again. 3 running backs lined up in the backfield. Turn, hand off to the left side back. Another nice hole, broken tackle across the 15. And stop shy of the 10. That'll be another gain of about 5, maybe even 6 on first down for the Russets.
Yeah, it looks like 6. Running game starting to pay dividends here for Shelley.
Taking a lot of time off the clock on this drive as well with these power runs as we hit 4 minutes to go before halftime. Star Valley still leading 20-0, but the Russets driving here with the pound and ground game. Ground and pound, and then that big play action pass. Another handoff is to the right side. Another nice hole on that end. Bottled up for a short gain, but it will set up 3rd and short, and a late flag comes in from the official. That will stop the clock with 3:46. We'll see what it is. It's going to be a personal foul, face mask on the defense. So you'll tack that on to the end of the run, and that will be a Shelley first down to make it 1st and goal for the Russets. It's a personal foul variety now, so I believe half the distance to the goal is what that's going to result in. And inside the 10-yard line are the Russets now.
That was Hudson Bocut who carried that. And now, as you mentioned, chance to cut into this lead with 3:46 to go in the half for Shelley.
Ball spotted on the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Russets. Braves defense put 9 in the box. Turn, handoff, hit from behind, but falling forward. Going to pick up positive yards inside the 5, maybe a 2 or so yard gain on first down to set up 2nd and goal from the 3. The ball or the clock's down to 3.5 minutes remaining in the first period.
Long two, Coach.
Beck runs in the play from the sideline. Shelley has just methodically driven down the field on this drive, 3, 4, 6 yards at a time with the exception of that big play action. 2nd and goal from the 3. Turn. Handoff up the middle, hit at the line. Second surge doesn't get there. Stop shy of the goal line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from inside the 1. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go before halftime. Braves defense looking for a big goal line stand here. The back end of the football spotted on the 1-yard line.
Jensen Horlacher again with that carry. Absolutely 4-down territory here, the way this drive has gone.
Had one 4th down conversion on a offsides penalty. Snap, handoff, touchdown. That one's going to be in. Officials run in and signal, and the Russets are on the board. They march down the middle of the Braves defense with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the second period and cut the lead down to 20-6. And out comes the PAT unit for the Shelley Russets.
That was old-fashioned Shelley football, if I dare say it that way.
I believe Tristan Howell will kick the PAT here. Snap is high, but the holder gets it down, and Howell will boot it away to make it 20-7. Star Valley still on top as we near the end of the second. 2:23 to go before half on SVI.
Working at Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine is more than just a job. For many, it's a multi-generational career path. It's a way to provide a suitable living for you and your family. It's an environment based on the well-being of each and every employee, with an intense emphasis on safety. So whether you're a recent high school graduate or nearing retirement, visit Simplot.com and select careers. That's Simplot.com and select careers. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, a world of career opportunities.
Today's broadcast is owned by SVI Media. Any reproduction or use of this broadcast without permission is strictly prohibited.
Shelley Russets march down the middle of the Braves offense. 4-5 yards at a time. They score their first touchdown of the game to make it 20-7. Star Valley leading it as the kickoff will be fielded inside the 5 by Lancaster. Fakes the reverse, runs up the right side, looks for the sideline, has it and bumped out of bounds. Just across the 20, maybe the 25. They'll put him out of bounds near the 20. And it will be 1st and 10 for Star Valley's offense. Still 2.5 to go.
Now kind of setting the table here. 2:20 to go. The Braves have all their timeouts left. And Shelley gets the ball to start the third. Remember that. They deferred, so they'll get the kickoff to start the third quarter. This is a 2-minute drill where you're really wanting to put some points on the board to build that lead back up to the cushion that you just had. And you certainly don't want Shelley to continue the momentum they just got from that nice drive.
Phoenix Hovey will go empty backfield on 1st and 10 from his own 20-yard line. 3 receivers left, 2 to his right. Calls for the ball. Steps up in the pocket. Almost hit from behind. Fires it to a wide open man and just missed him. Looking for Travis Thompson, but he was under pressure. Again, almost hit from behind as he threw the ball and can't connect with Travis, who is wide open down the hashes.
Yeah, that was mighty close to almost being a strip. We should get a good look at it here. That was I think Phoenix was able to kind of feel that, but I think it may have even affected how he delivered that ball and wasn't quite able to find a wide open Travis Thompson.
Makes it 2nd and 10. The incompletion stops the clock at 2:13 to go in the second period. Star Valley still leading at 20-0. This time we'll have Kyan Watson in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hovey looks left, now calls for the ball. Play action, pump fake. Goes deep, nope, pulls it down, and he'll have to throw. No, he does throw, and it's intercepted. It was knocked loose as it came out of his hand and went into the hands of Shelley. The ball was knocked loose from behind as he was throwing it. Ends up going forward right into the hands of one of a Shelley player. Tough break for the Braves. Big momentum swing for the Russets, and Shelley's going to have the ball after what will be an interception with 2:04 to go in the second period.
Conley Bennett is who came up with that. This should be a good look here.
Oh, it was batted down, not hit.
And he just grabbed it.
Yeah.
That's just a heck of a play from Conley Bennett. He went up and batted it down, was able to corral the ball on his way down to his feet. And now the Russets, fresh off that touchdown drive, have 2 minutes and 2 timeouts of their own to go just 21 yards to cut into this lead.
So they can absolutely just keep running the football here. Plenty of time at the 21-yard line. Turn, hand off again, this time hitting the backfield, but then getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe on a gain of 1. And the clock will roll down to 1:56 and counting. 2nd and 9.
That was Bennett with the carry. He's going to get about a yard.
Clock continues to roll, and Shelley's going to huddle.
I think
clock down to 1:40.
Personally, Duke, you got plenty of time here. You still got 1:40. Yeah, the clock's ticking. But you still got 2nd down. You got 2 timeouts. It's much better to be on the same page than to rush it because of the time.
So here's Beck again under center. Braves load the box. Miscommunication, hitting the backfield. Now he's going to roll out. Beck looking downfield. He's going to have to tuck it. He'll run out of bounds to stop the clock. But we'll get back to the 21-yard line to lose that yard they picked up on 1st down.
That could have been really bad, though, for Shelley. That's a good job of Alex Beck to at least salvage the play and keep things at least in the vicinity of 3rd down.
They actually mark him out at the 22, so it's going to be a loss of 1 on the carry by Beck. 1:19 to go. The clock is stopped there. 3rd down and 11. The Braves defense trying to get a big stop after the turnover.
Aaron Jensen's been the guy with the most catches in this first half for the Russets. 3 for 43 yards. It's number 82. Look out for him. Also, Zach Trosper. I said they've had 4 different guys catch the ball, so if they decide to go to the air here, they've got plenty of options.
This time on 3rd and 11, Coach Howe will send in the spread offense again. Beck will be in the shotgun with 3 receivers to his left, and a timeout will be called by Shelley after burn one with the clock stopped. That's tough. And we'll be back in a minute. Shelley driving on the SVI Sports Network.
It's my happy day. I want to sing it all the day. My best friends are always with me. We sing, we dance, we laugh, we are happy every day. Have fun with us, let's say happy, 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 happy. Happy.
These kinds of headaches can be literally incapacitating. They can change your quality of life, they can change your ability to work, they can change your ability to take care of your family.
I wasn't able to get up in the morning and get breakfast for my boys. As they went off to school, I wasn't able to help them. I had a hard time getting out to games, to plays, to activities that they were in. Dr. McClure has helped me get my life back, and I'm grateful for that because I can be so close to his office.
After the Shelley timeout, 3rd and 11 for the Russets. Beck fakes left, back to his right, fires downfield. Man open, no, he's covered, and did he catch it in the pylon in the corner? Oh, they say he's out of bounds.
He was out of bounds by about a yard.
What a catch, though. And they're going to say he caught it out of bounds. We'll see if we can get a replay on that one. What a throw and catch just out of bounds. Here's a look at the Fall River Propane replay. Step. Oh, that's close.
It's actually closer than I thought.
That's really close.
Great effort there.
Here's another angle. Throw, catch at the pylon.
Yeah, you can see he actually hit the pylon right as the ball got there.
Whew. Man, what a play.
Great effort, though.
Minute 12 remaining.
That was, sorry, I didn't see who did that.
That's a minute 12 remaining, but 4th and 11. Shelley will go for it here. Low snap collected by Beck. Now goes left center field. Bumped and incomplete. They're going to throw a flag. No flags and incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs. Star Valley will take over with 1:08 remaining in the second period before halftime.
Quick announcement. There's a black Nissan Sentra. Your lights are on.
You got to give Shelley credit there, going for it. I think they have a decent kicker, so they could have attempted the 3 and trimmed it to 20-10. Instead, they felt like they had the momentum, which they did. And play there from Cooper Lancaster, who made a bunch of them last year on both ends of the field. Now the Braves back in that same situation, less time, minute 8, still 3 timeouts. Obviously, you don't want to turn the ball over again.
Hovey in the shotgun. They'll try and do something here in the last 68 seconds. He's under pressure. He'll be hit, and Hovey goes down. Still fighting, and now brought down. A big sack. Coach Young will have to use a timeout to stop the clock at 58 seconds. But, boy, the second quarter momentum is flipped here in this one. A timeout taken by Star Valley. Braves trying to make something happen. When we come back, we'll take a 30-second break this time. 58 seconds to go. Braves lead at 27 on SV.
Today's broadcast is owned by SVI Media. Any reproduction or use of this broadcast without permission is strictly prohibited.
Shelley's defense on the last drive gets an interception. First play of this drive is a sack. Star Valley's defense does hold Shelley and a turnover on downs on their last possession. Right now the defenses are playing well, but 2nd and 15 for the Braves. 2 timeouts remain. They lead 20-7 with 58 seconds. 1st and 15 from inside their own 20. Hovey, shotgun, sends a man in motion left to right. Rolls that direction, pump fake. Phoenix sets, looks deep, nobody open. Pointing, all kinds of time. Now fires deep to Cooper, and it's knocked down and incomplete. All kinds of time, but a lot of coverage downfield. And the incompletion stops the clock at 48 seconds and brings up a 3rd and 15.
Generally, when you got to go that long, the odds of you getting something going, you can see he was getting open there for a little bit, but that's a nice job of, didn't quite see that number, Shelley coming over to break that up. But with the 2 timeouts, I don't think you need to be afraid of taking the underneath stuff, maybe picking up a couple of chunks. You still got 2 timeouts. You have a lot of time here. You don't necessarily have to go for the bomb each time.
But it is 3rd and 15 this time around, so trips to the left. Going to see Watson in the backfield. Cooper Lancaster flanked wide right. Hovey calls for it, looks left, goes to Erickson, looking up the sideline. He will keep going and duck out of bounds. He actually picks up a pretty healthy chunk of yards, stops the clock after a 10-yard gain on the wide receiver screen, and goes out of bounds with 41 seconds remaining. Sets up 4th and 3, and it looks like Coach Young will go for it here after the 12-yard gain.
This is pretty aggressive, especially considering the way the momentum's gone in the last 10 minutes of this game.
41.8. 4th and 3. Let's see if they snap it. I formation. Hovey under center. They do snap it, and a whistle. Timeout before the snap. Yes. Shelley gets the timeout. We'll take another 30-second break, and we'll have 4th and 2 when we come back on SBI.
What are you doing?
I'm teaching customers the power of patience to reduce stress while they wait to talk to somebody about their vehicle issues.
I don't know, man. Sitting like this is stressing my legs out.
He doesn't have to wait. He made an appointment online. When his car is ready, we'll give him a call.
Now that sounds less stressful.
Another satisfied customer.
No stress with Point S.
Purchase DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting svistore.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
He was still leading 20-7, but feels like a big play here. 4th down and 2 at the end of the second period. Star Valley on their own 30, and will line up to go for it. They have 2 timeouts remaining, 41.8 seconds. I formation, Hovey under center. Bread and butter pitch will be a first down as the pitch goes to Watson, and he'll be needed 2 yards, and he'll get 4. Star Valley probably had 2 plays called. The clock will stop as they set the chains at 36.7. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and Hovey will just spike it to stop the clock and retain the 2 timeouts. 35.5 seconds to go in the half.
Little game note, the Braves actually converted a 4th down before they converted a 3rd down in this first half.
2nd down and 10. Have your complete Battleson Brothers Flooring battle stats at the half with the ball up to the 34-yard line. Still long field ahead of Star Valley, but 2 timeouts. And as we've seen in the game so far, they can make it down the field in a hurry. Let's see how this one goes. Hovey, wide receiver screen, caught by Erickson, looks for the sideline and pushes his way out of bounds, taking some defenders with him. And that's going to be enough for another first down, an 11-yard gain on the wide receiver screen. Stops the clock at 28.5 after running out of bounds.
That's the second screen to Roman for double-digit yardage on this possession.
So another Star Valley Orthodontics first down. Hovey again in the shotgun. Quick pass to the right, caught by Cooper Lancaster. Little shake and bake at midfield. Looks for the sideline, whipped around, and does get out of bounds. No, they're going to say he was tackled in first. So the clock continues to roll, 20 seconds, and a quick timeout taken by Coach Young.
So they'll have 1 left.
20 seconds left.
Did they call
him
out?
No, they did call him out of bounds.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. They did call him out. So the clock did stop at 20 seconds. And that gives Star Valley a chance to line up after the 8-yard gain. Inside now, Shelley territory. 2 timeouts remaining, 20 seconds to go. Ball spotted on the Shelley 47-yard line. In the backfield is Watson. Hovey will throw. 3-step drop. Flushed out to the right. Looking downfield. Throws. Has a man, but it's picked off. Leaping up in the air on the pass that was just slightly underthrown. Trying to hit Roman Erickson on the sideline. But the defense recovers, and that's the second pick in 2 drives for this Shelley defense, and they shut the door on that one with 12.4 remaining before halftime.
And it's Conley Bennett who's got them both. And that was another athletic play there as he read that and collects his second interception of the quarter from Phoenix Hovey.
1st and 10 now for Shelley. We'll see how aggressive they are with Coach Hall. Ball back on their own 34 and no timeouts. They're going to line up in that big power formation again. 12.4 seconds remaining in the second. Turn, handoff to the right back. And he'll go ahead for a gain of a couple. And that will likely take us to half, and it does. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show on the way. Braves explode to a 20-0 lead. Shelley settles in. They score and get a few big stops on defense, and we go to the break with Star Valley on top in the season opener in Shelley. Star Valley 20, Shelley Russets 7. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show. Let's open it up with our studio report from Jake Hibbert, presented by the Lincoln County Weed and Pest. Be sure to keep Star Valley beautiful, and please spray your knapweed. For questions, contact the Lincoln County Weed and Pest. Jake, we've got a fun game here. What are you seeing around the state of Wyoming tonight?
Well, I'm seeing, guys, that I think you might have one of the most fun games there is. I won't take too much time because we got a whole lot of finals to go through. But 4A starting today, 0 week for the rest. Let's start with the game of the week in 3A, which was Powell and Riverton. And, well, game of the week, folks, not so much. Get it? So we had a good potential. You had ranked teams. Rivalries of the 3A West versus East didn't quite work out that way. Blake Gantenbein finds Bo Sheets here early, and the assault was on early and often. Final score out of this one, guys, 52-14. Let's jump over to Evanston, where Ben Lomond is the visiting team. We're at halftime here as you see Brady Wallace take it 35 yards to pay dirt. 34-0, route is on. Evanston is on top. Yesterday we had Jackson at Linfield Christian, and Linfield Christian was the team to strike first. Here you'll find Evander Qualls getting it out to Carson Drummond. He beats the camera. The camera eventually catches up, and it is 6-0. But look at this. Jackson climbs on back, and that's Liam Logan getting that catch and run into the end zone. 24-22, the final. Jackson is 1-0 in 0 week again as Dallas let us know it doesn't really matter, but it kind of matters. Burns at Rollins, interclassification, and the 2A team, Burns is on top. This is Gage Rooney on the punt return. See right here, he finds the hole, he breaks a tackle, finds the sideline, and at the halftime here, 19-0 Burns over Rollins. Now, this was a tough one to get some highlights from, but Garen at Torrington, nice little takeoff here. Drew Kramer down 2 touchdowns, jumps for the pylon. He would actually be called short, but they got it in. Went for 2, got it at the half. Gehring up 2 scores, 28-15. And then also yesterday, we had Malad at Lyman. Just 1 score. Excuse me, that was earlier today. Just 1 score. Malad getting that one. That's Chase Martin on the reverse, being chased. 6-0 is the final for us here. Let's jump on to 1A, or excuse me, up to 4A here. Number 1 Sheridan getting a pump block over South and taking it into the end zone. Don't have the rosters yet, but 17 on the pump block, 15 on the touchdown there, and 59-0. Sheridan takes the win over South. Number 2, East at Laramie. A little punch in here early on, and it was early and often. 55-0. Looks like we've gone final in that game. Number 4, Campbell County at Kelly Walsh, and a little jump throw into there. That's to Joe and Jack Andella. And the final fourth quarter, 28-10. Campbell County leading Kelly Walsh. Rock Springs was at Cheyenne Central to start things off, and a run up the gut. That's Jack DeMota getting the punch in here from 1 yard out. Rock Springs was able to get just 1 score across, 32-6 the final, and that's our look around the highlights so far. I know I'm missing a game, right? Natrona County at Thunder Basin. Well, let's see if we can go live to that game here. It's the stream's been off for the longest time. Looks like the stream's still up. Folks, we have no radio, we have no NFHS, we have no live stream from the Thunder Basin Radio Network for that game, Thunder Basin and Natrona, but that's a look around the rest of the state. Good luck second half, guys.
That's Jake Hibbard. Nicely done, as always, with the Lincoln County Weed and Pest. Jake Hibbard Studio Report at the half, presented by Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Braves lead 27. Back after this on the SBI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Star Valley Sports on the SBI Sports Network is made possible by TerraPower, a nuclear innovation company. The Right Company, your local siding and gutter experts. Call Ready Mix, located north of Afton. Miles Beverage, proud to sponsor Star Valley Sports. Hillam Orthodontics, generations serving generations since 1966. And by Star Valley Glass and Lock, automotive, residential, and commercial glass.
There's no place to enjoy the fall season like Alpine, Wyoming. Enjoy fly fishing on the Salt and Snake Rivers, camping and hunting up the Grays in the Wyoming Range, hike the trails in the Bridger-Teton National Forest, or bring your off-road vehicles and enjoy the backcountry. And with plenty of lodging and dining options at affordable prices, you just can't beat the fall season in Alpine. Experience the fall season like Mother Nature intended in scenic Alpine, Wyoming.
Get to know your 2025 Star Valley Braves, presented by the University of Wyoming. Just visit svinews.com/football roster for pictures, details, and more. That's svinews.com/football roster. B&H Auto in Afton has been serving the Star Valley community for over 10 years. With a qualified and trained staff, you can trust B&H Auto for brakes, maintenance, repairs, tires, and more. That's B&H Auto on the north end of Afton. Service you can ride on.
At Fall River Propane, we're not just your propane provider. We're the ones who make sure life keeps moving. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference.
Find local scores from around the region after the game at SVInews.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
Live from Shelley High School, it is the Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show. Simplot, bringing Earth resources to life. Visit Simplot.com, supporting local families and communities with an intense focus on safety. Join us at Simplot.com. Now, Braves with the lead here, 20-7, but really a tale of two different quarters. Star Valley went quick down the field, scored 20 points very rapidly, it felt like, to take a 20-0 lead. And then Shelley went ground and pound, slowed down the tempo of the game. They got some big turnovers on defense, and doesn't feel like a big lead for the Braves here right now.
Yeah, the Braves dominated quarter number one, and Shelley controlled quarter number two. They had the ball for the majority of the time. Two absolutely impressive interceptions from Conley Bennett from the Shelley defense to keep the Braves kind of running in neutral. And then that running game for Shelley combined with one big play-action pass put them on the scoreboard and has them within shouting distance. And again, when we start the third quarter, it'll be Shelley's football to start things off. So this game is got a lot left to go.
Now let's take a look at the score deep in the numbers with your Battleson Brothers Flooring halftime battle stats.
Well, first for the Russ, it's Alex Beck, 6 of 14 for 78 yards. The bulk of that coming to Aaron Jensen on 3 catches for 43 of those yards. The running game, we talked about the Russ running game, Duke. It's not like they're getting a ton of yards per carry. 20 rushes for 40 yards. It's just how they did it, especially in that second quarter. They kept churning out those third down conversions. 118 total yards as they still trail this one, but they are well still in this ballgame. The Braves absolutely launched into the scoreboard in that first quarter and then kind of fizzled with a pair of second quarter turnovers. In that first half, Phoenix Hubby, 12 of 18, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns, but those 2 second quarter interceptions as well. Cooper Lancaster, 6 catches for 90 yards. Roman Erickson, 4 for 60. Travis Thompson had 1 for 22. Each one of those guys, and then Kyan Watson had 1 for 7 yards. Watson, Erickson, and Thompson, each with a receiving touchdown. Running the ball, the Braves 12 times, 39 yards. 4 penalties for 27 yards for a total of 218 yards. So about 100 more yards than the Russets, but yeah, still plenty left in this one on your Battleson Brothers Flooring halftime stats.
Quality, price, and service. Battleson Brothers Flooring, located a block south of the Arch in Afton. And the Braves leading at 20-7 at the half. Now let's see if we can give away maybe some free food from Swirl, a gift certificate from Swirl in downtown Afton with your trivia question today in the half.
This one should be one someone gets. So our question tonight, what two brothers combined to pass for 8,975 yards for Star Valley from 2021 to 2024? Use the number 307-203-4637. The first correct answer wins that gift certificate to Swirl and the Star of 89.
307-203-4637. And your halftime trivia. Braves lead 20-7 on the SBI Sports Network.
The winter sledding season will be here before you know it. Make sure you're ready for the best winter yet by making your reservations at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton, Wyoming. The resort is located just minutes away from some of the best backcountry sledding in the Rocky Mountains, regardless of experience. And with plenty of trailer parking and a large complimentary breakfast, there is no place better to stay while you enjoy the Wyoming winter. Book your stay today by visiting KodiakMountainResort.com.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You know, you see them at kids' sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. You know, these are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
Once again, here's Duke Dance and Dal Erickson with live coverage of Star Valley Braves football on the SVI Sports Network.
Welcome back to Shelley, Idaho, Star Valley, and Shelley. The Braves leading at 27. Russets will get the ball first. Now let's see if we can recap those keys to the game here in our halftime show.
Well, key number one is emphasize your strength, something I thought the Braves did in the first quarter. Second quarter, I think they got a little bit too enamored with the big play, and I think it cost them a little bit in the second quarter, and that leads us to key number two, which is don't gamble. I thought the Braves did that a bit in the second quarter. Key number three, get into a groove. Still a chance to do that here in the second half. They were in one early, and then yak on the rest. I'm looking for yards after catch. We've seen that at times, but it's been kind of inconsistent. So still plenty of work to do here on the SVI News Keys to the Game.
Have you downloaded the SVI News app? It's free on Android and Apple devices. Just search for SVI News. Russets on the field have yet to see the Braves emerge from the locker room as Star Valley leads this one at the half by a score of 20-7. Now let's see if we have a winner of that halftime trivia question, courtesy of Swirl in downtown Afton.
And our question tonight was, what two brothers combined to pass for 8,975 yards for Star Valley from 2021 to 2024? And of course the answer is Taft and Smith McClure. And there's their totals. And do we have a winner?
Yes, we do. The first correct answer, of which there were many. The phone number ends in 5174. First correct answer wins in 5174. Congratulations, you won that gift certificate from Swirl in downtown Afton. Again, they have, as always, those flavors of the week of froyo. And coming up in October, their soups will return for the summer season at Swirl in downtown Afton. It's all part of the Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show on the SBI Sports Network. We'll take a 2-minute break here, and third quarter on the way next on the SBI Sports Network.
Where do legends come from? Some start as dreamers, even after they're turned down again and again. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves.
You know, this is the place that gave me an opportunity to come here and play the game that I love.
At the University of Wyoming, we're the team that believes you can do anything. This is where underdogs come to shine and where real MVPs are made.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Ever wish you could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi? Well, with Home Zone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, Home Zone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. Home Zone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
Watch this game and all SVI sports broadcasts live after the big game at SVInews.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show, bringing Earth's resources to life. Visit Simplot.com, where they support local families and communities with an intense focus on safety. Braves have come out of the locker room. They're on the field, and, of course, that mandatory 3-minute warm-up time. And so we're still about 2 minutes away from halftime. As we mentioned, Al, tale of two periods there. Star Valley owned the first. Shelley slowed things down in the second. They had a couple turnovers, keep Star Valley out of the end zone in the second. Braves still lead it by 14, but you can kind of feel like maybe a message of urgency maybe was expressed in the locker room by the coaching staff.
Well, to me, the word that popped to mind in that second quarter was frustration, and I mean that in a positive way for the Shelley Russets. I feel like Shelley frustrated Star Valley a little bit, at least on a surface level. They were able to convert multiple third down conversions. They went into that full house backfield. They converted the ball. They chewed up 6-7 minutes, got in the end zone. So that kind of frustrates you because, let's be honest, nobody likes to be on the field and give up multiple third down conversions over the course of a drive. And then defensively, Conley Bennett and the defense, they were getting pressure on Phoenix Hubby and the Braves, which they were not getting in the first quarter. And that resulted in plays like that where you see there's the pass maybe just a little bit too far out in front. And then Conley Bennett with a pair of just absolute gems in terms of interceptions. Man, there's the first one right there. The second one, he went like full Superman vertical to get that one. So, I think they kind of frustrated the Braves. And if you're Star Valley, you just got to go back to key number one. Rely on the strengths. What got you to where you are at this point over the last several years? But first off, you got to go and play some good defense against Shelley.
It will be Star Valley kicking off, as you mentioned. Tate Lawson will have that duty. And the Russets trailing Star Valley by 13, 20-7 on our Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. That will wrap up the Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show. And the Carpets Plus color tile of Afton and Thane kickoff from the 40-yard line to open up the third quarter in this 0-week season opening game for Star Valley football. Lawson kicks this one away, fielded inside the 10, quickly to the 15, 20, nice blocking to the 25 and 30 before brought down at about the 30-yard line. So pretty decent field position for the Russets. First and 10.
Nice return from Zach Trosper. And as you mentioned, Shelley setting up shop at the 30. It's a good field position. And going back to when the Russets trailed 20-0, 7 seconds into the second quarter, you got to be pretty happy with the Russets. If you're a Russets fan, you've outscored the Braves 7-0 since then, forced 2 turnovers, and now you got the ball.
Beck again in the shotgun. Remember, things started to flip when they went slow, methodical handoffs. This time they spread things out. They do still hand off to the tailback of the shotgun, and he'll rumble ahead for about 3 yards on the first down carry. Set up 2nd and 6. They'll actually give him 4. Ball spotted up to the 32, and the clock down to 11:30 remaining here in the third period.
Conley Bennett with that carry. This is how I play NCAA football on my PS5. Just keep the clock running, 4 yards a carry, just chip, 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 chip.
It's worked for Shelley so far since the start of the second quarter. Pistol, hand off again, up the middle, bounce to the outside, stiff arm, but Watson stays with him, and there's going to be a flag thrown on the play.
Man, you got to give Kyan a lot of credit there. He did not give up.
Watson brings him down for what looks like a loss. We'll see what the flag is. Clock is stopped at 10:59. Officials are going to go personal foul, face mask on the defense. And so on that stiff arm, they're going to say Watson reached out and grabbed the face mask of the offensive player. That's tough because the offense can do that. They can put their hand up. You can see the face mask there. So, yeah, Watson just kind of got stuck out there on the stiff arm on the island. And that's going to be first down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Shelley converts on the penalty.
5 penalties, 42 yards for the Braves in this game.
Here's a quick pass to the right. Caught, broken tackle, and then pushed back. Going to be stopped shy of midfield for a gain of 4 on the quick pass. Ball stopped at the 49-yard line to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Pass was caught by Zach Trosper. Looks like they're officially going to give him 4.
The clock rolls down to 10:18 to go in the third quarter. Star Valley on defense, leading 20-7 in Shelley. Stacked trips wide to the left. Ball on the right hash. Trips almost to the sideline. They're all stacked 1, 2, 3. 2 defenders out there. Now the outside backer goes to help, but they run the opposite direction on the handoff, and the defense is there. Hit at the line and stopped for no gain on the play. Maybe a yard right at midfield.
Dane Jensen, Eli Mautatia in there, 58 and 0 respectively. Let's see who else we can find in on this play. It looks like fighting his way through there also is Crew Morgan, number 8. In fact, he might have been the one that tied up the legs there. That's a nice play.
3rd and 5 with the ball right at midfield. Big 3rd down here for the defense, trying to get the ball back in the hands of their offense and not let Shelley keep this momentum going. 9:20 to play in the third period. Trips left, but this time not stacked, as Beck is in the shotgun, 1 receiver right. Snap. Wide receiver screen, but missed him. Tried to lead his intended target on the screen instead of hitting where he stood, and that will be an incomplete pass in 4th and 5. 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go. We'll see what Coach Howell does here at midfield. He is going to have Beck come over and have a play, so it looks like Coach Howell will at least, nope, he's going to send in the punt unit.
Duke, you know, doing games, a lot of games with me over the years, I am very distrusting of punters. I never believe they're actually going to kick it in this situation.
Well, and actually here comes Beck from the sideline, and so maybe it's just a personnel change, and they're going to run the offense. 4th down and 5.
Well, and again, the Braves jumped on that scoring drive for Shelley in the second quarter, and they may try that again.
This time they line up big. Offense and defense, and Star Valley jumps again. That's going to be another first down on the defensive offsides. And that's the second time that's happened today, and a first down, the result of it on a 4th and 5. That'll be at the 45-yard line.
The way where the ball was, I think that is a first down. It's based on. So Duke, the Russets are 2 of 4 on 4th down, and both conversions coming on a Star Valley penalty just like that.
Now inside Braves territory from the Star Valley 45. Braves trying to hold on to this 13-point advantage Trips left side again for Beck, who looks to the sideline for the play call. Now gives some direction to his tailback. Takes the snap from the shotgun. Quick 3-step drop, steps up, nobody open, flushed out to the left, being chased, and he'll have to throw it away out of bounds.
Crew Morgan in pursuit.
Very fast pursuit. And that will bring up 2nd and 10 with 9:05 to play in this third period.
I really enjoyed watching Crew play. He's been playing. They use a phrase like your hair's on fire. That's kind of how he's looked. He's running like, hey, I got to put this out. Number 8's been in the backfield several times tonight.
2nd and 10. This time, 2 receivers on either side, balanced. And they're going to have to blow this play dead to bring in a different football from the Shelley sideline.
Okay.
They didn't like that one out there on the 45. So they'll swap them.
I never know what that really is all about.
Yeah. Who knows?
Is this the lucky football? Is that what this is? Or
2nd and 10 after the pigskin switch. Snap, shotgun, 3-step drop. Beck throws, has a man on the out route, but underthrew him and incomplete. Beck took a shot Crew Morgan, came and put a lick on Beck. He pulls himself off the grass, and it will be 3rd and 10. Here's a look at your Fall River Propane replay.
held up a little, but
3rd and 10. 9:01 to go in the third period. Shelley has 2 back-to-back incompletions. Ball still in Star Valley territory at the Braves 45.
I've got Shelley 3 of 9 on 3rd down so far in this game. They've also got 2 4th down conversions.
3rd and 10. Here's a big one for the Braves defense. 2 running backs in the backfield. Back to throw. Fires deep, has a man and just missed him off the outstretched fingertips. Not able to connect. Drops incomplete, and it's 4th and 10.
Just barely off the fingers of Kyra Hawker. We've talked about him a couple times. He had him just that much. Whew. Kind of a receiver on a linebacker there. Dylan Hershey was coming over. That pass just a little bit out of his radius, and that's going to bring up 4th and 10.
Looks like the Russets will go for it here with the ball inside Braves territory. Third period, 8:57 to go. Ball on the Star Valley 45-yard line. Right side hash mark and a 4th and 10. Back in the backfield with 2 running backs there with him from the pistol set. 2 receivers to the left. Tight end on the right. Beck will throw again. Pump fakes. Fires deep in the middle and incomplete. Had a man again between the hashes, but it was low. And he tried to scoop it off the turf. Couldn't do it. And the Russets turn it over on downs on 4 consecutive incompletions. And the Braves defense hands it back over to their offense.
A little slow to get up there is Hawker. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's going to be able to walk that off. Yeah, he's saying, I'm fine. That's good. Big series there for the Braves. They forced the turnover on downs. And not only that, Duke, now you get the ball back basically at midfield here at your own 45.
1st and 10 now for Phoenix Hovey and the offense. First drive of this second half. Dylan Hershey in the backfield to the right hip. Handoff to that's Watson. Kyan can't break it loose, though, and he's stopped for a gain of just 1 on the first down carry.
Shelley was able to get some pressure in that backfield, kind of trip Kyan up. So, yeah, again, just kind of stumbling towards the line of scrimmage, ends up getting credited for 1 yard. Kyan now with 8 carries, 28 yards. He does have a receiving touchdown as well.
No huddle offense for Star Valley with Roman Erickson flanked wide to the right side. Lancaster left. Here's a quick out by Cooper. Pitch and catch, and he ducks out of bounds after a Star Valley Orthodontics first down and inside Shelley territory. Cooper's been doing that quite a bit this game today. You got to respect him deep, and so those little cutouts and curls will be there.
Gain of 9 is what they're going to give him. So by my stat sheet right now, Cooper 7 catches, 99 yards through the air so far tonight.
Watson subs out of the game. Looks like Thompson is in as the tailback, trips to the right side. Beck will throw looking left, now scans to the middle, fires and caught by Button, and he'll have a Star Valley Orthodontics first down inside the 35-yard line. Dax Button for his first reception of the night.
That's a nice catch. That one had some sauce on it from Hovey.
Ball spotted down to the 31-yard line. Braves moving the football on this drive. First down and 10. Once again, Travis Thompson remains the tailback. Hovey, shotgun, tight end right is Matatia. Turns to the right, quick receiver screen, and the pass is low. Cooper can't scoop it up, trying to hit Lancaster on the wide receiver screen. Tried to scoop it down at his toes and couldn't quite get it. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Clock down to 7:38 to go in the third quarter.
That last completion to Dax Button puts Hovey over 200 for the game. 202 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions here in his first varsity start.
2nd and 10. And are we looking at Cooper? Yeah, Cooper playing a little wildcat here. He'll quarterback keep, left side, cuts upfield, and has a first down and more. Lancaster goes wildcat formation and moves the chains out of Star Valley Orthodontics, first down.
Well, look who's on that left edge. You had Mautatia, Ryan Talbot, and another big boy over there, all blocking. Sam Gaskell was over there too.
Ball spotted inside the Riverside Dental Crimson Zone for the Braves at the Shelley 18-yard line.
So that was a gain of 13 for Cooper Lancaster.
Hovey back in at quarterback. Empty backfield, trips right, 2 receivers left. Spread offense. Hovey looks left, flushed out of the pocket, rolling, sets, fires deep, man-to-man coverage on the sideline. Going up to make the catch. Is he in? No signal. No signal. Looks like he's out of bounds.
And kind of an awkward getting up there by Roman. Hopefully he's okay. This should be a great angle here. Roman going up and getting it. Oh, toe on the line.
Yep, good catch, but couldn't get the feet in.
Had a couple of those. One by Shelley in the second quarter, this one by Roman. They're using the whole field tonight.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion as Roman will sub out. They'll bring a bunch trip side to the right. Hovey hands out to Mautatia for his first carry. Flag in the backfield. Mautatia tripped up. Initially is going to pick up maybe 6 or 7 yards, but there's going to be a hold on the offense, and this will come back. Clock will stop on the penalty at 6 minutes, 58 seconds to go, third quarter. Braves still leading it 20-7. And instead of a 3rd and short, it's going to remain 2nd down and long of about 20 yards, maybe even 22.
So that one basically like the play never happened. 7 penalties, 57 yards for the Braves tonight.
2nd and really long, about 22 yards to go. Offset I formation again. Mautatia, the fullback. Lancaster in motion right to left. Play action. Throws, has a man off his fingertips, and caught. Roman Erickson bobbled and then hauled it in. Off the deflection maybe, bobbled it, and pulls it in for the touchdown.
Well, I don't know if he touched it or if he just affected him. Boy, I still don't know. Great concentration either way from Roman Erickson. That's a 28-yard score.
Here's another look at it on the Fall River Propane replay. Bobble, recollect, catch, and in for 6. 4th touchdown pass of the game for Star Valley with Phoenix Hovey, 2nd receiving.
So, not to brag on our staff, but when you have the NFHS feeds, there's a kick from Lawson, which is good. You don't even know if there's a football field going on sometimes. You get that high-definition replay on a bobble. That's great work by our crew. Good job, guys.
PAT is good from Lawson on the Carpus Plus color tile extra point. Braves score again. They lead now by 20, 27-7 on SVI back in 30 seconds.
In healthcare these days, you just don't find a place like Star Valley Health. We really do focus on providing the best care.
Our employees take so much pride in their positions. They know that if their kids get sick, if they get sick, if somebody gets in a car accident, that there is that personal tie.
They get to see the change that they make in their life, so it's fun to be involved.
Today's broadcast is owned by SVI Media. Any reproduction or use of this broadcast without permission is strictly prohibited.
The junior Roman Erickson with his second receiving touchdown of the game, and the Braves retake that 20-point advantage. 6:52 to play in the third period, and Shelley and the Braves over the Russets 27-7 on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard.
Roman was an all-stater last year as a sophomore. Tonight he's got 5 catches, 88 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Phoenix Hovey, that was his 4th touchdown pass of the contest so far.
Here's the ensuing Carpers Plus color tile kickoff from Lawson. Coach Young, speaking to us ahead of the season, said this may be one of the best groups of receivers he's had, which you go back the last 10 years. That's a pretty bold statement, and we're seeing some of that tonight as the kick is going to be fielded at about the 15, maybe the 10, quickly to 15, 20, nice hole, and then brought down by the cover team. But a pretty good return and good field position for the Shelley Russets up to about the 35-yard line.
So that was starting to look like a little bit of trouble, and then a nice special teams tackle by Gabe Delgado. Gabe was in there, number 15, and got the majority of that to slow down that return. I like twins on the football team, any sports team really, Duke, because that means, oh, he's good. Oh, and there's another one.
That's right.
So yeah, Gabe and his twin Zach are out there, number 14 and number 15.
1st and 10 from the Shelley 33-yard line. Defense moving around to get set as Beck is in the shotgun. Bunch set to his left. Will hand off and reverse. Pitch back to the quarterback. Beck throws deep. Has a man. He's open. Caught and then falling backwards. He was going to be able to run it in for 6, but he caught it falling backwards. And it's a big play for Shelley all the way down to the 30-yard line.
So let's see, 37 yards. Yeah, if he would have been able to bring that in cleanly, he probably would have sprinted that in for 6.
Star Valley defense lost their sights on Aaron Jensen, the tight end, who makes that catch.
They're officially going to spot it at the
33-yard line. First, actually down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Shotgun again after the trick play. Here's a handoff on the end-around sweep. Trying to get the edge. Seal block there and bumped out of bounds after the carry. Does result in a pretty good gain on 1st down. Looks like they'll put him at about a 9-yard gain down to the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone. 2nd and 1. 6:09 to go in the third quarter. Braves leading it 27-7, but Shelley driving again.
So that big pass completion is coming back to that to Aaron Jensen, officially 37 yards. Followed that up with the 9-yard sweep to Trosper.
2nd and 1. Russett's on the move. Quick pass. Curl. Caught. 1st down. Bounce to the outside and tackled. It's going to be enough to get down to near the 15-yard line and inside the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Russets.
That was a good recovery from Zach Thompson. Looked like Zach maybe had overcommitted to the inside, but he was able to bounce back out and make sure that play wasn't any worse.
Spot the ball at the 15. Looks like 15.
About 6 yards there.
Shelley breaks their huddle with the clock rolling down to 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the third. Braves leading it by 20. Shelley on the move. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Inside the red zone. Quarterback lost the snap and has to dive backwards to get it. That's going to push him all the way back to the 25. A 10-yard loss as the shotgun snap, actually just a 9-yard loss, went through the hands of Beck.
That was not Beck. I just noticed this on the replay. It was number 19. Did he change jerseys? I don't have a 19 on my roster. Anyway, but Bracken Draper, we're being told.
Well, he didn't switch jerseys because number 2's back in there. So Beck
I'm a very distrusting person, okay?
A 9-yard loss on the miscue by the Shelley offense. 2nd and 19 with 4:48 to go. And a timeout will be called, taken by Shelley. All right, we'll be back in a minute on SVI.
For 18 years, Miles CPA has been your trusted partner in Star Valley, blending experience and expertise to support our community's financial needs. With a combined 75 years of experience, our dedicated team includes 3 skilled CPAs, along with 3 specialized bookkeepers. We're thrilled to welcome Amanda Wilford, our newest CPA, to the Miles CPA family. Together, we offer unmatched services in bookkeeping, payroll, business consulting, and tax preparation. Your financial success is our priority. Miles CPA, always a strong supporter of Star Valley Braves sports and activities. Go Braves!
Get to know your 2025 Star Valley Braves, presented by the University of Wyoming. Just visit svinews.com/football roster for pictures, details, and more. That's svinews.com/football roster.
After the timeout, Beck, low snap, rolls right back to his left, has a man diving to try and get there, but couldn't connect. That was a tough pass, rolling to his right, setting his feet and firing back to his left. And that will be a incompletion and set up 3rd and 19 for the Russets.
Those are hard to do. You're faking and you're coming back the other way. You gotta flip your hips the other way and then be accurate. That's really hard to do. That one just a little bit too far out in front.
All after they mishandled snap on the shotgun has pushed Shelley outside the red zone to the 24-yard line.
And that's one of those things they'll look at practices next week. That's the second time that happened, the snap. And just kind of puts you in a hole that you really can't afford to do.
3rd and 19, 4:43 to play in this third period. Shelley will throw. Under pressure, hit as he throws, fires down the field and way overthrew his target. Defense held up after he threw, but could certainly feel the pressure and almost had to throw that one away over everybody in double coverage.
That was sort of the trend in the first quarter. The Braves were able to get some pressure on Beck, and that kind of went away, it feels like. This time there's pressure again. That one was almost to the field house.
4th and 19. This will be about a 42-yarder, 41-yarder.
The Russets are 2 of 4 tonight on 4th down, but both of those were Star Valley penalties on a 5 or less. Obviously facing 4th and 18 here, that's not going to help you.
Too long for the field goal, they decide, and so they are just going to go for it here on 4th and 19. Trips to the left side for Beck, 1 receiver wide to the right, 1 man in the backfield with him. Braves defense looking for a red zone stop. Beck steps, flushed, has to run, looking for turf, and he does pick up a pretty good run, but he needed 19 yards and just not able to get there, so he picks up maybe 10. But well short of the first down on the quarterback scramble play, and the Braves do turn it over.
Boy, for a split second, it looked like maybe he was going to be able to get that and convert it. But like you said, Duke, just too many yards.
Braves get the turnover, I should say, there with 4:30 to play in this third period. Star Valley back in possession of football with a 27-7 lead.
Ends up being about a gain of about 11.
Easily the longest field of the game for the Braves. Their first possession started at the 20. They've been between the 40 and 50 most of the game. This one's inside the 20, and a quick out to Cooper Lancaster, caught on the sideline for about 8 or so yards on the left side. Stops the clock with 4 minutes and 25 seconds. They went deep to Cooper early, and now we're starting to see some of those little out routes, curls, comebacks to the sideline. Maybe setting things up for another one.
So that reception for Lancaster puts him over the century mark for the night. 8 catches, 107 yards, and 1 receiving. Nope, he's still looking for a touchdown. Excuse me.
Hovey throws deep to Cooper. This time underthrows him as the double coverage was there, and it just sails out of bounds, incomplete.
You know, I was not to force this, but I really want to give some credit to Cooper. I mean, he was kind of right on the front line of that Willow Creek fire. His family happened to go through that and try and get all their stuff out of their house. That all happened this week. And, oh, by the way, you have a football game on Friday. It just deserves a lot of credit.
What a difference a week can make from last Friday in South Smoot. Here's a handoff on 3rd and short, looking for that yard to gain. Looks like he may have got just across 3rd and about 2. They maybe got 2.5 to 3 yards on the forward progress. Stopped about the 23-yard line, and that will be enough for a Star Valley Orthodontics first down for the Braves.
Only needed a couple. So, the Lancasters, this latest edition of the Star Valley Independent, Anna was nice enough to talk to us about that experience and trying to gather, a bunch of cows and wonder if the fire's going to get to your house. There was a lot of things to go through this week.
Hovey shotgun. Another handoff. Testing the middle. Good push and about a 5-yard gain on the carry. That one goes to Hatterley.
Yeah, Nathan Hatterley with that one, about going to give him 5, I think.
Yep, and they're going to set up 2nd and 5. Clock rolls down to 3:40. Ball spotted at the Star Valley 29-yard line. Split backs behind Hovey under center this time. Turns, play action rolling to his right. Fires deep, has Lancaster, comes back to it, and dropped it. It may have been knocked out by the defender who came over late and made a play on the ball to knock it out of his hands.
Yeah, I think that was Zach Trosper, number 5. I think he was able to get just enough of this once it tries to get into Cooper's breadbasket right there. Yeah, nice play by Zach Trosper.
Sets up 3rd and about 4, maybe a long 4, with the clock stopped at 3:25 to go in the 3rd period. Ball on the Star Valley 29-yard line. Hovey saying he needs someone in the backfield with him, looking to the sideline, wondering where his man is, and incoming late is Hatterley.
On the right side of the line, you got some beef.
Still time to get the play off. Hand off to Hatterley. Nice hole, has a first down and more. All the way up to the 40 and brought down shy of the 45. He wasn't touched until he was well beyond the yard to gain. That was beautiful blocking up front. And another Star Valley Orthodontics first down.
Right on the end of that line, you can see 53 Cash Thompson, and then Eli Mautautia comes over there. And, yeah, they just parted that right side.
I believe Colby Merritt right there as well.
Excuse me, thank you.
Here's a pitch outside to Lancaster. Shake and bake at midfield. Still running and diving ahead for the first down on the quick out to Cooper. Turns a short gain into a nice one inside Shelley territory for another Star Valley Orthodontics first down.
Yeah, in fact, that's about 12 yards.
Good perimeter blocking there on the outside by the Braves. And now Star Valley marching down the field again. This drive started inside their own 20. Now they're on the Shelley 45 with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Braves leading at 27-20 in the season opener for Star Valley. Now Tautia is going to be a standing tight end on the left. Well, now he's going to move inside and go to a 3-point stance. Lancaster in motion. They're going to do a little pitch ahead. Misdirection. Able to find Sam Gaskell. He's still driving. Gets a push from behind and is able to turn it into a 6-yard catch. Reception, rather, and be 2nd and 4. Clock down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
First catch of the night for Sam Gaskell. And if you're thinking, Gaskell, eh? Older brother Simon, who murdered a man on the basketball court once.
That was a big highlight, yes. That was a big one. 2nd down and 4. Hand off to Watson. Kind of looking for that first down. Looks like he maybe stopped just shy of it. Needed 4, actually only got about 1. So 3rd and 3 after the carry with 1:46 remaining in the 3rd period. Ball inside the Shelley 40 down to about the 38.
Shelley has done a nice job recovering. You go back to the first couple drives, the Braves were picking up big chunks when they decided to run the ball. Now it's more, they're really making the Braves work for it here on the ground.
It's going to go Wildcat again. Lancaster playing quarterback in an empty backfield set. He can throw, by the way. He is going to keep it this time. Run to his right, looks for a block, breaks a tackle, broken another tackle, and will have the first down. Cooper Lancaster putting on the moves. The joystick hops, and he converts and moves to chains. Another Star Valley Orthodontics first down.
Well, Duke, you go back 2 years ago on this very field, Coach Young had Tristan Hilton, Smith McClure, and Cooper Lancaster all playing quarterback. So it's not like Cooper hasn't ever done it. Gets about 8 yards on that one.
Spot the ball down to the Shelley 30-yard line. Long, sustained drive for the Braves, taking off a lot of time with a 20-point lead. Late third quarter, under a minute to go. Hovey back in at quarterback. Phoenix calls for the ball. Play action, pump fake. Now goes short, and it is knocked away, deflected. It was in the hands of his intended target, but again, knocked away by the defense.
That one got there a little late. He was looking for Sam Gaskell, and Shelley was closing quickly. That's one of those where you're hoping that the ball doesn't end up kind of getting squirted up in the air and it ends up on the ground. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Ball at the 30-yard line of Shelley. 2 receivers on either side. Hatterley in the backfield. Actually, maybe Thompson, I believe, in the backfield. So it is Hatterley. Hatterley on the out route. He's got lots of green grass in front of him. First down, up the sideline. He's still running. Dives for the pylon. No, short.
Boy, that looked like a touchdown to me.
Short, but right at the goal line. The official runs in and spots him there. Big play for Hatterley.
You can see the replay here. I guess they're saying he stepped on the line right there.
Going to be an official's timeout.
So that's a 29-yard gain out of 30 needed.
First and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Inches away. 34 seconds remaining in the third period. And Star Valley will have it. Inches from the goal line, and injured Shelley Russett getting some help off the field. Looks like some cramping.
Looks like number 14 for the Russets.
Matautia, the fullback. It's going to be Watson, the tailback, in the I formation. Goal line set for the Braves. Turn, play action, end zone, touchdown, Cooper Lancaster. They went big, play action, 6 for Super Cooper, and it's 33-7 Braves.
So, Duke, you look at that play. That was set up by 10 years of McKay Young power football at the goal line. And then also Cooper didn't have a touchdown. I think they kind of wanted to get him one tonight. And he was wide open there. That is the 5th touchdown pass for Phoenix Hovey. I'm pretty sure.
4 different receivers, right?
Yep. I'm pretty sure no Star Valley player has ever thrown 5 touchdown passes in his first start before. I'm about 100% sure of that.
Got a Star Valley player cramping up on the far sideline now. He's getting the old carry to the bench.
That's a good. Oh, that's Phoenix Hovey. So you got Ryan Talbot and Roman Erickson carrying him off the field. He gets a helmet tap. Coach Young's like, 5 touchdowns. Go have a seat. How about Ryan Talbot, though? There he is. He's not done.
Oh, no.
Plays both ways. I was interested to know that he actually dressed as a freshman. I didn't know that until McKay Young said that. And so, yeah, he has a chance to be a guy that was technically part of something really special. We'll
Here's
see what
the
happens.
ensuing PAT. It's going to be mishandled on the snap and no good, short. And that will take us to the 30-second mark of the third period. Braves lead 33-7 on SVI.
At First Bank of Wyoming, we know you're more than just a number. We know the important numbers that matter most, the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number.
Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic have been serving the local community for over 25 years with residential, commercial, and construction services, along with porta potties and septic pumping. Please remember to always bag your garbage before placing it into your can. Even the smallest breeze can cause garbage to scatter everywhere as it is being dumped into our garbage trucks. For service and questions, visit StarValleyDisposal.com. That's StarValleyDisposal.com.
High school sports coverage lives here on the SVI Sports Network. Let's get back to the game.
Duke Ganson, Dal Erickson, and the SVI Sports crew. Braves score on the goal line on a play-action pass to Cooper Lancaster. And Star Valley extends their lead with 30 seconds remaining in the third, 33-7. Here's Tate Lawson with the ensuing Carpus Plus color tile kickoff. Going to be short, fielded near the 15. Quick return, breaking through again to the 30, 35, 40, and 45. Another big return for Shelley. Let's send it out to Jake for an update on the Torrington game with the Lincoln County Weed and Pest Studio report. Jake.
Yeah, guys, so we are in lightning delay in 2 games. Wheatland is in lightning delay, and now this contest. Torrington and Gering also in lightning delay. But before that, look at this quarterback keeper. Lightning around the corner. It's 42-15. Back to you.
Thank you, Jake. With the live update there, it's 1st and 10 Shelley, now from their own 44-yard line. Pass, caught, broken tackle, hand down across the 50, and wrapped up around the legs by Roman Erickson. Will be really close to a first down right at the sticks and inside Braves territory. Clock is stopped at 14.6. As we have another injured player on the turf. This is a Shelley Russet this time.
That was Kyra Hawker with the catch. He's able to skirt that tackle, go tripod, and keep going. Eventually brought down there by Roman Erickson. And that's actually Hawker, who's the slow one to get up. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Is enough for another Shelley.
Oh, actually, it was 10 yards, excuse me.
Clock will roll, and it will be a first down. Star Valley's coming off the field. That will take us to the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter on the way next on the SBI Sports Network.
Working at Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine is more than just a job. For many, it's a multi-generational career path. It's a way to provide a suitable living for you and your family. It's an environment based on the well-being of each and every employee, with an intense emphasis on safety. So whether you're a recent high school graduate or nearing retirement, visit Simplot.com and select careers. That's Simplot.com and select careers. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, a world of career opportunities.
Start of the fourth quarter, a quick out route caught by Shelley, broken tackle, and then gang tackled from there. Fourth quarter coverage today in the broadcast is brought to you by Hayden Outdoor Real Estate. Local agents Andy Nild and Austin Callison. It's the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com. That is HaydenOutdoors.com with the fourth quarter coverage today. There's going to be a 5-yard gain on first down for Shelley. Now looking at a 2nd and 5 at about the Star Valley 41.
That was Thaddeus Lindsay who brought that in. We might be related. I got Lindsays in my family.
Yeah? Any Thaddeus's?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh. 2nd and 5. Back in the shotgun. Handoff. Nice hole up the middle. Hit, brought down near the sticks. About a yard or two short, actually.
3 yards there for Conley Bennett. That was his 10th carry of the night. He's got 27 yards. Has 2 interceptions on defense.
Now the next rising generation of Star Valley Braves watching the game. These are some of the players in the Thane Youth Tackle League.
Nice. Nice, guys.
And there's one of them soaking in the Braves game tonight. There's another one. He looks a little familiar. That one there. Watching the Braves and hoping to be one day as Star Valley has a big stop on third down. Tackle made by William Walker behind the line of scrimmage. Will be a short loss on the play to make it 4th and 2.
And say it with me, Duke. He's a senior.
Another one.
That was the theme coming into this night and this season, really. Guys who are ready to take their turn as seniors. William Walker looking mighty good right there, number 52.
4th and 2. Of course, Shelley going to go for it here with the ball on the Star Valley 37-yard line. 10 minutes remaining in the game here. Fourth quarter. Under center. Beck will hand off up the middle, push at the line of scrimmage, driven backwards. It's really close to the first down marker. Need a 2. Forward progress has him at the sticks. We'll see what the officials signal. They do signal first down on the carry.
Look at 58, though, Dane Jensen. Look at his effort here. He comes in, and look at him just driving back. That is a heck of an effort from Dane Jensen. We've called his name a bunch tonight. And then on top of him is Sam Gaskell. That was close. That really was close.
Ball spotted on the 36-yard line. A new set of downs for the Russets in the Hayden Outdoors Real Estate fourth quarter. 9:28 to go in the game. Quick pitch, catch. Oh, it's off the deflection, and is it caught?
Yeah.
It is caught by Shelley off his own teammate's deflection. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards. Here's a look at it on the Fall River Propane replay. You can see the deflection up, the dive, and
that's a great job. Great concentration there by, I don't have a 23, sorry.
Second down and 7 to go now for Shelley. Clock is at 8:50 and counting. Braves leading this one 33-7. Man in motion. Hand off to the tailback. Broken tackle. First down and tackled shy of the 20-yard line. Actually shy of the 25 to about the 26.
It's Conley Bennett again.
Well, thought initially it was a first down. Looks like they'll stop him just short. Oh, they do give it to him. He was right. Okay. First and 10. Clock will stop to move the chains. Now that it's rolling at 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
Bennett, 11 carries, 33 yards tonight. He has 45 total yards if you count his one catch.
Beck in the shotgun. Man in motion. Hand off to the motion man on the sweep. And the defense is there fighting off the tacklers. First one there is Nathan Hatterley. Tackle for loss in the backfield.
Really well done there by Nathan. He knew, it's one thing you want to stretch him out, but then once you're familiar enough, you cut up inside, you cut up and cut off the pursuit. That was really well done by Nathan Hatterley.
Actually tackled for no gain. Second and 10. Ball still spotted on the Star Valley 26-yard line. Clock becoming a big issue for Shelley, down 33-7 with 7:47 to go in the game. Braves looking to open the season at 1-0 and extend that winning streak to 23? 22. The win streak tonight if this score holds.
School record is 23 straight, so they're starting to flirt with that.
Would hope to tie it next week against Preston. And if that were to happen, you're looking to break it against none other than Sugar Salem. Here's another quick out to the wide receiver. And again, the defense quickly there. Tackle for no gain on the play.
A little slow getting up there is Roman Erickson again. But he's had a heck of a game again on both sides of the ball.
7 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in this Hayden Outdoors Real Estate fourth quarter. 3rd and 10 for the Shelley Russets. Ball on the Star Valley 26. Braves will be on the road again next week, back here in Idaho. Go to the Preston Indians on Friday night, and then their home opener the following week against Sugar Salem. 3rd and 10 for Shelley. Trips to the right side. One receiver left. Beck steps back, flushed out of the pocket. Rolling right, he'll tuck it. Now wants to run and skirts out of bounds. Shy of or inside the 25. Looks like about the 24. They'll give back 2, maybe 3. And that will set up 4th down and about 7 yards. So they'll keep going about 6 or 7, 7 yards to go. 6 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Clock stopped there after Beck runs out of bounds. Again, the Braves lead this one 33-7. Stay with us for Silver Star postgame coverage. We'll have Coach Young and a player or two down on the field. We'll have your postgame stats. We'll have Jake Hibbard with some highlights around the state. All that coming up in postgame coverage tonight.
Russ, it's 2 of 5 tonight on 4th down. And here they come. They need 7.
Trips to the left for Beck. 4th and 7. Quick throw, and it is behind his intended receiver. I don't think the receiver was ready. Maybe didn't even know it was coming to him. That will be incomplete. And Shelley turns it over on downs. Another defensive stop for the Braves, and they take the ball back, leading 33-7.
We're looking for Trosper on that quick slant. I actually thought my split-second reaction was that he had caught it, but I think it ended up being a little behind him there. That's the third turnover on downs tonight, forced by the Star Valley defense. And not to get into the stats too early, Duke, but the Braves have been tough to handle defensively against the run. 32 carries by the Russets tonight, 68 yards.
Phoenix Hovey back in to play shotgun quarterback with 2 receivers to his right. Hands off the football to Watson. Breaks through the initial surge and tackled falling down forward does Kyan. And the future welder will get a first down carry, moving the chains up to the 34-yard line.
And I was commenting on your senior spotlight video, maybe challenging Lane Esch for best head of hair in the last 5 years for the Braves.
He has locks that we may see blowing in the wind at multiple times this season as he runs it down the field. 5:50 to go in our Hayden Outdoors Real Estate fourth quarter. Hand off again to Watson. Falls forward again, but tackled around the ankles. He'll be stopped shy of the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. Pick up another 4, well, actually give him 5. Make it 2nd and 5 to go. Clock ticks away down to 5.5 to go. Braves in control of this one, 33-7 on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard.
Kyan, 12 carries, 47 yards on the ground tonight. He also has a catch for 7 yards and a touchdown.
Kyan remains the tailback, along with actually going to flank out Travis Thompson to play slot left. Looks like we have Tate Lawson playing wide left out there as well. Hovey shotgun. Hand off to Watson. Tries to bounce it outside, but the defense is there, and he'll be held to a 1-yard gain that time. Lunges forward to maybe make it a 1.5 yards across the 40. But the clock continues to roll down to 4:45 to go in the game.
If you're wondering about Tate and you're new to the program, watching the Braves, older brother Cooper, big country, graduated last year, playing for the University of Wyoming. I guess we're going to call Tate Tall Country. How about Tall Country?
Yeah, that is fitting. That is fitting for sure.
Tall Nation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here is man in motion Button. Dax will get the throw ahead, tries to outrun the defense, tackled from behind, but he is going to move the chains. Star Valley Orthodontics first down on the throw ahead to Dax in motion, tackled at the 45-yard line.
Second catch of the night for Dax Button. He's got 2 for 20 yards.
The first one was a beauty. It was between the hashes and a dart.
And just putting this out there, don't know if he's going to get there or not, but Phoenix Hovey is 8 yards away from 300 yards passing.
Dylan Hershey coming in to play fullback. Tate Lawson will come in late to play left side tight end. I formation set, 1st and 10 from their own 45. Man again in motion is Button. This time they hand off to the tailback. Good push up front, but held to about a 2 or 3 yard gain off the right side. Watson again carries the football and pushes the pile up to the 47-yard line for 2 yards to make it 2nd and 8. Clock rolls away to 3:25.
So I know the transitive property doesn't always work, but the Preston Indians defeated Shelley last week, 37-17. You'll have whatever the final is here tonight, and then the Braves and Indians play next Friday.
Split backs with Hovey under center. Hands off. Nice block on the edge. Bouncing upfield is Hatterley. He'll be inside Shelley territory across the 50, and another Star Valley Orthodontics first down. That'll be a 9-yard carry for Hatterley to put the ball down to the Shelley 44. Great blocking on the perimeter.
Yeah, it really was. Nathan, 5 carries, 44 yards. He also has 1 catch for 29 yards, so 73 total yards tonight for Nathan Hatterley.
Down to 2 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the game. Travis Thompson, the receiver wide left, at the bottom of your screen. Hovey man in motion. That's Button again. Throw ahead to Button. Looks upfield, has some yards, and brought down after he spins away. And another Star Valley Orthodontics first down. Dax picking up yards in chunks, and that one puts Star Valley inside the 35.
That one gain of 12. Dax now 3 catches, 32 yards. And Phoenix Hovey is in a rarefied air now of the 300-yard, 5-touchdown game.
Not bad for a first start.
Alpine. That's what I would use right now. Hashtag Alpine if I'm Phoenix Hovey.
First and 10, hand off to Hatterley. He busts through the line, dragging tacklers with him. And Hatterley continues moving the pile inside the 20-yard line. Another Star Valley Orthodontics first down after finally being tackled at about the 16-yard line. Clock down to 1:54.
Really nice blocking by the guys up in front, and then Nathan just finishing really strong. But how many did he get on that, Duke?
A good chunk. That's my math for you. It's going to be first down, 10 to go. Inside the Riverside Dental Crimson Zone are the Braves. They're going to win this one in Shelley to open up the season with a W. Minute 30 remaining. Star Valley on top, 33-7. Just continuing to milk the clock away. Split backs behind Hovey under center. Handoff up the middle.
Kynes with that carry.
Kine will get 3, maybe 4 yards as the clock continues to roll down to 1:08 to go in the game. Spotted inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. 2nd and 6 to go. Under a minute remains. 54 seconds. 52 and counting. Hovey under center. I formation. Man in motion is Button again. Hand off to Watson. Kyan puts his head down, plows into the line, and is brought down after a gain of 3 to bring up third down. And I think Star Valley will run one more play, and this will be done. 3rd and about 4, clock under 25 seconds, and they actually will not have to run a play, so that's it. The Braves will win it to open the season. The win streak stays alive, and they knock off the Shelley Russets. Final score 33-7. Silver Star post-game coverage coming your way right now. We'll kick it off with Jake Hibbard live in studio with the Lincoln County Weed and Pest Studio Report from Jake. What do you have for us, Hibbard?
Well, hey. Oh, wait, that way. Look, I got it. Hey, thanks for joining up. Quick to get you. And hey, what a win for Star Valley. Not a lot of great games going on this week, so let's jump right into it and take a look as we started off with, hold up just a second here. There we go. Had a quick issue, but we're all good now. So Riverton and Powell was supposed to be a game for the week. Didn't quite turn out that way. A blowout from the start, and right here we got off the bat. Blake Gantenbeim, a senior quarterback. He's ready to rock. So is Bo Sheets, a senior receiver. I think watch Riverton cream of the crop on the east side early on. We'll have a play from Evanston later as it was quite a time for a big fella to get a touchdown. I'll get into that later. But Evanston comes away with a 53-6 win over Ben Lomond. We mentioned a Thursday game as Linfield Christian took the early lead, and going to go ahead and jump right forward here. Jackson jumps away with the victory, though, coming from behind 24-22. Burns and Rollins, well, this one was able to continue going through as here's Rollins getting a punt. As you see, it goes about to the 40-yard line on the other side. Where's the blocking? There was no blocking, and a nice closeout there on the run, 60 yards for Gage Rooney, 35-0. That's now into the fourth quarter here. A game that ended early. Torrington and Gehring, we did a final, but didn't go all 4 quarters. Right here you see Drew Kramer down at 2 touchdowns, getting to the pylon. Would score later on that drive, but Gehring would come back and take a look at this run. It's Reese Knight keeping it himself here, and this was the closer for Gehring. They end up winning it 42-15, but Reese Knight finding the edge right there and a nice finish. Like I said, 42-15. The Lightning shut that one down a little bit early. Malad at Lyman, just one score in that game earlier today, and it was a long one. A reverse play goes for about 70 yards at 6-0, just one score. We mentioned Sheridan, and they've won a few games in a row. They've now blocked a punt to start off the season. They put up a whole lot against South. They beat them big last year. Not quite as big this year, but 59-0 is the final. As we jump over to East, it was also not a close game as Laramie got shut out 55-0, seeing a short score. There were a ton of short scores for East today. Campbell County and Kelly Walsh is a Joe Andreessen Andela score right there. 28-10 final, I think. That stream went off, but it was almost over right there. So I think 28-10 was the final. Rock Springs was slow moving on the road against Central. See a punch right up the gut, gets to the 1 yard line, and Jack Demota punches it in as the fullback. Call him the 21, and it's the dive in. Mitchell and Wheatland, this game, I turned it on. You can see the stream right there. It's normally a little better than that, but we didn't get anything for that. That game just rained out. Now, I mentioned I wanted to do a play of the week, and this is it right here. Coming out of Evanston, Ben Lohman, the handoff up the middle, strip, and then run. Hold on. Yeah, the strip and run. And let's see him go all the way for the score to make it 27-0. Evanston rolled away with that one, and that, guys, is your play of the week. Lincoln County, Weed and Pest, welcome. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jake Hibbert. Beautifully done, as always, with the highlights from around the state of Wyoming. And again, presented is the Hibbert Studio Report with the Lincoln County Weed and Pest. Help keep Star Valley beautiful. Please spray knapweed at your homes and businesses. Contact the Lincoln County Weed and Pest for details. Star Valley wins it here in the Silver Star postgame show. We are final 33-7. Now let's take a look at your Battleson Brothers Flooring postgame battle stats.
Well, I had first for the Russets, Alex Beck. I had him finishing 14 of 30 for 144 yards. He had a touchdown and a pick. Doing most of the damage was Aaron Jensen, 5 catches, 80 yards. There were 6 different receivers caught a ball for the Russets tonight on the ground. It was tough sledding against the Star Valley defense tonight. The Russets 32 carries, 68 yards. They did win the turnover battle, had a couple of picks. However, if you factor in the turnover on downs, I think the Braves won that. Overall, the Russets with 144 through the air, 68 on the ground for a total of 212 yards. The Braves, meanwhile, got a heck of a first start from Phoenix Hovey. 22 of 33, 304 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Most of that went to Cooper Lancaster, 10 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown. Cooper also ran it twice for 21 yards.
Now we'll come back to your stats here in a second. We have Millie Kazare down on the court. Looks like Phoenix Hovey and Cooper Lancaster down on the field. Millie, take it away.
Thank you.
Played for teammates, kind of just doing our jobs and trusting our teammates next to us. So, yeah.
Awesome. And Cooper, so what are you most excited about for the rest of the season?
Honestly, we have like such a new group of players. I don't know, just excited the potential of this team. I think in that game it showed we showed flashes of how explosive, how good we can be as a team, and so I'm just excited to see what level we can take it to.
Awesome. Well, I totally agree. You guys are awesome today. And Coach, so what do you care? How do you carry the momentum and this kind of momentum and excitement into the next game?
That's a good question. I mean, right now we're just celebrating this one, enjoying the moment. I got a long Labor Day weekend now. We told the boys get away from it all on Monday, do whatever it is that makes them happy, whether that's hunting elk or catching fish or whatever. But we'll spend the rest of the weekend with our families and charge the batteries. And then Preston's a really good football team. We're going to have our hands full, and we're excited about the challenge next week going over to Preston.
And what's one team moving forward?
I think I really liked what our defense did. Shelley did a really good job of stressing us both in like a condensed power game and the spread game, and I feel like our guys got a good introduction to 2025. I'm having to defend both. And then like Phoenix said, we really tried to be balanced tonight and run the ball and throw the ball and excited about how these guys play together. So just excited. This is the time of year when football fans across America are just excited because everybody, new team, new dream, and rocking and rolling.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate all your guys' times, and it was an amazing first game of the season. Don't you agree?
It was awesome.
I agree. Okay. Well, back to you guys.
Thank you, Millie Kazare, with the Miles CPA sideline report post-game here with Cooper Lancaster, Phoenix Hovey, and, of course, Coach McKay Young and our Silver Star post-game coverage with the Braves winning 33-7. Now let's wrap up your Battleson Brothers Flooring post-game battle stats.
Well, looking at the numbers, Cooper had that big game receiving, 10 catches, 120 yards. He had 2 runs for 21 yards and that touchdown. Roman Erickson, 5 catches, 88 yards, a pair of touchdowns. You had a receiving touchdown to Travis Thompson, 1 to Kyan Watson, and so 4 different receivers totaling 5 touchdowns for Phoenix Hovey, who went over 300 yards passing. The Braves had 304 through the air, 134 on the ground. Kyan Watson and Nathan Hatterley each had 58 yards on the ground for a total of 438 tonight. So 438 for the Braves, 212 for the Russets, and that is a look at your Battleson Brothers Flooring post-game battle stats.
Quality, price, and service. Battleson Brothers Flooring, located a block south of the Arch in Afton for your post-game battle stats. Again, Star Valley wins 33-7. Now let's wrap it up with your player of the game, presented by Star Valley Skidoo.
Well, I think you got to go with Phoenix Hovey. You could give it to Phoenix and Cooper as a combo if you wanted to, but first varsity start for Phoenix. You throw for 304 yards and 5 touchdowns. I think you got to give it to Phoenix. It's a heck of a game for him, and hats off to the whole offense and the whole team tonight.
Absolutely. That is your player of the game, Phoenix Hovey, presented by Star Valley Skidoo. Top quality products combined with excellent service standards. Visit StarValleySkidoo.com. That's it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us in Shelley. We'll catch up with you next week in Preston, 7 o'clock kickoff time for Star Valley football and the Silver Star post-game report on the SVI Sports Network.